My name is James Rowlands, and in 2015 I started a WNR podcast with my friend
Dan White.
And for 5 years we have brought you the very best of the network, but it's time for a change.
Now we don't just confine ourselves to Vinnie Mac, bring you AEW, Impact, NJPW and all the latest from the British wrestling scene.
But we will still bring you all our old favourites, including NXT Update, takeovers and live shows for the Big Four.
This year we will decide who is the greatest British wrestler in the world, plus so much more.
But until we watch everything, we are with you, and
we are the WNR. Yes, hello, I am James Rowlands, and as always I'm joined by
Dan White.
And today it's the WNR274. It's NXT Takeover Portland. Dan, are you excited?
I am very excited. There's a lot of good matches lined up on the cards. A few hard-hitting affairs as well. It's a lot of personal feuds that I'm looking forward to seeing the culmination of as well.
Without a shadow of a doubt. Before we do anything, let's do the alternate intro. And, well, Portland, Oregon and Slow Gin Fizz. If it ain't love, then tell me what is. When I lost my heart, it didn't take no rain. Oh, I lost my mind in Oregon, in a booth in the corner with the lights down low. I was moving fast, she was taking it slow. Well, I looked at him and caught him looking at me. I knew right we were playing free in Oregon. So that is, of course, we're in Portland, Oregon. But we do bonus predictions, Dan, and that is the most important thing. Do you want to explain the bonus league for everybody? Or prediction league, even?
Well, the prediction league, we have four prediction leagues now, sorry.
Oh.
And we've got a NXT Takeover Prediction League, which we're going to be adding to tonight for the first time. We've got a WWE pay-per-view. We've got an AEW pay-per-view, and we've got a bonus Prediction League as well.
Yeah, at the moment it's 1-1 with pay-per-views. We've both got the Rumble right. It's 8-8 in bonus points. And, of course, it's 2-0 to me in Takeover. So tonight is vital for Dan to do it. We start off with our very first match, and it is Keith Lee coming out here. Well, actually, I say it's the first match. We had a weird promo to begin with about the blood, sweat and tears at an NXT Superstar Takeover. Then we had Poppy playing for about 5 minutes. And now we are, of course, getting Keith Lee and Dominic Dijakovic. And prediction-wise, we do it first. In this one, I have gone for Keith Lee.
I too have gone for Lee Keith.
Why have you gone Keith Lee, and what have you thought of the build-up to this match?
Well, these two guys, these two big behemoths, they've been having matches on and off, and this is kind of like the rubber match between the two. Is it right that he's not defending the title against Roderick Strong for it?
Well, I think WWE have got a thing where they don't, the ex-champion doesn't get an automatic rematch, whether that filters down to NXT. Might be the case because Shayna Baszler, of course, didn't get one either.
Get punched in the jaw.
So I think that's quite interesting. But when you talk about, match up with these two, their record, I think Lee might be 2-1 at the moment. But these two guys can do magical things, and I'm definitely expecting that in this match. And then even the early go, you see a test of strength, and that kind of breaks down. The kind of agility of these two guys is unlike anything that we've seen in NXT. We're talking about an NXT update about big guys.
Well, you say the agility, and we just seen Keith Lee deliver a Hurricane Rana to Dijakovic. But yeah, the reason why I have gone for Keith Lee is because he's only just started with the belt. He's major over with the fans. Major over. And, it'd be silly for him to drop it so soon to Dijakovic.
Especially the way he won it, managing to beat the Undisputed Era, ending the prophecy. That is almost as important as anything else. You can see these two guys trying to exchange strikes, but the thing is they know each other so well now that they can second guess, and that's where you see the real chemistry.
Well, you just seen him, Dijakovic bouncing off the ropes a couple of times, Keith Lee not moving an inch. They both run the ropes and then stand tall in the middle of the ring.
And this tonight, especially these two guys are kind of not being pushed down our throats. They've organically came up in NXT, haven't they,
Absolutely, yeah, and I think it's the best way to get two superstars coming. These two guys could well be the future of NXT or even WWE.
And it's weird that they're getting the reaction that they want. There's two guys who you might say, especially Dominic Dijakovic is the kind of Vince McMahon looking guy, but they're different to we've seen in the past, as DD just tries to chop Keith Lee. I think just annoyed him more than anything.
He's got an arm ringer as he throws him against the ropes. And again, athletically leaping over the top of Dijakovic, who hits him with a spinning boot, knocks Keith Lee out the ring.
But of course, Dominic has seen it before and he realising. It's a huge night for some people on the card to actually make an impact. You talk about people that maybe not being featured at a takeover. Oh my God!
But Dijakovic jumps over the top rope to take out Keith Lee and then gets caught, lifted up by Lee. Oh, but manages to jump over his head before he can get slammed into the wafer thin mats.
Well, there's one thing on the WNR podcast that we've done, especially the last few months, is watch a lot of professional wrestling around the world. You know, if it would be New Japan, Rev Pro, AEW, Impact. Tonight, NXT's got a chance to say, right, this is where we are. Don't forget about us. Because I think we have recently as well, especially like NXT UK and everything else like this.
I think not only that, it's like it's been kind of crossed in. It's had crossover events with WWE, so you're kind of pacing them under the same thing, or it's not had its own standalone event this year, which, you know, this could be the making of the year for NXT.
Well, this is the thing. We've had a lot of build-up, you know, a lot of stars, but like you said, they're kind of being used to help out others at the moment, you know, NXT UK. And I'd say even the main roster, you know, the kind of way that we used at night, I said, to stand up and say, this is the card. You don't usually get a 6-match takeover. I mean, the kickoff had absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. I mean, what a waste. You want to listen to a good kickoff?
You might as well have listened to our live show.
Yeah, we'd just like to thank everybody that listens to that as well. 15,000 people ready for NXT, and of course we are as well. And Dominic Dijakovic just, well, I'd say the suplex wasn't as much as an impact on Keith Lee on the outside. It was just the way the landing was so well. You're going to have to try different things.
Well, you're definitely going to have to up your game on both sides of this.
And one thing I've been impressed with Keith Lee, and I think we've seen it in NXT, is how much punishment he can take with the ankle being targeted by the Undisputed Era and Roderick Strong. And Keith Lee's kind of managed to get through that and still be fighting. I mean, I'm sure he's not 100% now. Does that say something about Dominic Dijakovic not to target that and actually try and beat him mano-y-mano, so to speak?
Well, I think Dominic Dijakovic, he wants to prove that he doesn't need to take the Undisputed Era's shortcuts. He wants to do it, you know, face-to-face. He's beaten Keith Lee before, so what's stopping him doing it again?
Well, this is the thing, and I think if we look at keys to victory, Dominic Dijakovic has to kind of embrace it. Both of these guys...
Didn't you say that was quiet last week?
Well, like I said, both of these guys, you know, especially with keys to victory, Dominic Dijakovic, he's got to enhance himself. He was at the same level as Keith Lee, say 6 months to a year ago, and since then you can't say the same. Even though both men featured well at War Games, last takeover, since then it's been a different level for Keith Lee, hasn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. Well, Keith Lee went on to Survivor Series, put in an absolute performance there, and it's kind of elevated him to the next level, and it's got more eyes on the Limitless one, where you should be feasting your eyes on Dominic Dijakovic.
Well, and this is the thing, Keith Lee has kind of... The whole thing about momentum in WWE is being able to embrace it and go with it, and Keith Lee has definitely done that, especially when a guy that people weren't sure about, especially kind of his look and everything like this, but he's just... There's something about him, he's a star, you know, even the kind of look, you just want to care about him, whether you're going to cheer him or boo him. I think Keith Lee's a guy, and yeah, I'm jumping on the bandwagon.
Oh, he just threw him over his head. And kind of Dominic Dijakovic landed to the mat with a thud. But again, you know, it's something that we done wrong and we shouldn't have done it, but we judged a book by its cover with Keith Lee, and we didn't even open it up and have a little read through, and, you know, you're kind of getting into it and you're a few chapters in, you're like, fucking hell, you know, I can't wait to read some more.
But I think that's the magical thing of the podcast, that we do have a chance to go and check on people, maybe not written off as such, but, you know, kind of go back and they have to earn, you know, Keith Lee, all the independent success, had to earn the respect of all the fans and us. And that makes a star even better, you know, because you have gone through that, like a Drew McIntyre. But the reason McIntyre gets cheered now still is because they've seen what he's done. He's not been forced into an event. It's like Keith Lee. He's not been given any opportunities. He's had to earn it. And I think the same thing with Dominic as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
As Dijakovic in a bit of trouble.
It comes out with a huge pump kick. Drops Keith Lee, but chooses not to capitalise on it. Instead, you know, he knows that's not going to put a big man away. He goes up top. And
he wants to prove, like I said, he's the better man, as he's all the way up. Oh, corkscrew moonsault.
2, no. Keith Lee managing to kick out.
A guy size shouldn't do that. I mean, you know, we talk about... these two guys. Is there anything comparable? You know, say like Umaga maybe used to do it back in the day, or like the Undertaker used to walk away, but no one did that.
Corkscrew moonsault.
Yeah, like
what is he like? 6.5 foot tall.
At least 6 foot. 6'7", 6'8". About 250 pounds.
Now he's got the strength to lift Keith Lee up onto his shoulders, or not quite, as Lee's managing to fight out.
But we want to see new stars in NXT, and I think these two guys getting given a chance at a takeover is much better than saying like a Roderick Strong versus, no offense, like a Velveteen Dream, even though that match is going to happen. Two guys can make an impact and show everybody exactly what it's all about. And it's just hard hitting at the moment.
And deliver an actual good matchup as well. You know, you see two big guys, you think, oh, fuck, this ain't going to be that good. But, you know, these two guys, they are pretty much matched in strength, ability, agility, everything. And it's just going to take, like, one slip from the other person to get a victory.
And the story is not about disrespect. The story, like you said, you want to be the best, and you've got a guy there standing your way. Just look at the punishment Keith Lee just took.
And they're hitting each other so hard, they've dropped each other down to their knees. But could you see, because personally I could see either of these guys managing to steamroll Adam Cole for the NXT Championship.
Without doubt. I thought Keith Lee would be the guy, and they've got a North American route with him. But it's crazy to think that, and especially when they're so WWE look about them. You know, with NXT, like I said, we're usually used to guys like Finn Balor or Johnny Gargano. They've completely ripped up the script. And like I said, you want to see these two men be successful in NXT.
But I don't want to see these two guys keep having matches back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until they end up saying, right, you're a tag team now. Go for the tag team gold.
No, we don't want that. We don't want that. What we want is them to meet up again over a, second US title, Intercontinental title in a year's time, playing that story. And because my favourite, like The Rock and Triple H, they haven't done that enough where they, Intercontinental champion, you know what I mean? They build up through together. These two guys actually have a chance.
Absolutely, and bring them up together as well.
Yeah. As Keith Lee looks to get sent into the turnbuckle.
Or you could see 3-4 years down the line, Universal Champion, WWE Champion, meeting at Survivor Series.
Without doubt. And I mean, what a match that would be, because like I said, the hardcore fans and the NXT fans will know exactly what it's about. You can tap into that back in again. Now, like I said, tag team is kind of the worst route they could go at the moment.
Cesaro Sheamus route.
Yeah, you don't want to see that. But they've got, like I said, they've got to be separated a little bit, even though obviously, when you talk about two guys in NXT, probably going to be the two.
Well, Djakovic is perched on the top turnbuckle, feet on the second, and he's trying to get Keith Lee up on his shoulders. This really isn't going to end well.
Oh! Well, he slammed it down. We could have a new champion.
No. What's it going to take to keep Keith Lee down?
I cannot believe that managed to get the shoulder up at 2.
2.
And a crowd on their feet, and the referee was up in the air when Keith Lee came bouncing off the canvas. It was a slow motion replay. The fans chant, this is awesome. We've seen these two guys deliver absolute, great matches in NXT. Now a chance at a takeover.
But it's because they've kind of meshed together before that they know what each other's capable of, so they can deliver a match like this. Fucking hell. Well, Djakovic placed Lee in a corner, came charging towards him. Lee pounced Djakovic back to the corner he came from. Okay. Boom.
I think the pounce is one of my favourite moves as well.
It's getting up there.
It is. I remember, who was it, Monty Brown or someone like that in TNA used to do it. But the way Keith Lee, it is like a Mack truck running into you. And they're both on the outside, and God knows what could happen here. This is only the first match. Don't tell me it's going to be a count out as referees got up to 6 now. And you can hear there's just a strong strike to the forearm. It doesn't look like Lee's interested in getting in just yet.
Fans want tables. Is Keith Lee going to deliver it to him? Well, the referee's showing some leniency. He's kind of given up with his count. I think he wants a decisive end to this match. Oh, and a double hand slap to the chest of Djakovic.
If there's one man, I don't want to talk about NXT for a second. If there's one man who could go toe-to-toe with Walter and it wouldn't seem a complete mismatch, would be Keith Lee. Keith Lee, not just the role he's on, but just how impressive he is. And he's enjoying himself.
He is. He's going off the fans' reactions. For a second, the fans wanted tables. Keith Lee's like, no, we're not going through tables. We're not going that route. I'm going to double hand slap him instead. Most wrestlers, that wouldn't wash. But with Keith Lee, the fans are absolutely happy with that.
He's really got in the palm of his hand. As Djakovic is trying as hard as he can to fight out. This is a true back and forth effort.
Well, he's got Keith Lee in the chair now. And it looked like Dijakovic was going to deliver a double hand slap to Lee, but Lee turned it round and then he eats a super kick to the head.
Oh, what you doing? No!
Oh, shit!
Well, Dijakovic there just went flying.
Absolutely. A senton to Keith Lee, who was sat in the chair.
And we are going to get the replay, but I mean, it looked like he just absolutely wiped him out. God almighty. The trust Keith Lee must have in Dominik Dijakovic go, yeah, dive, at least 15 feet.
At least 17 to 18 foot.
Right on my face.
And it's so good they've shown it 4 times again.
Well, he got it in, and maybe this is Dijakovic's chance. Maybe Keith Lee's reign is going to come to an end. And I tell you what, if it did tonight, I wouldn't mind, but I would definitely want to see a rematch. Dijakovic deserves it at this moment. He went for the chokeslam, but Keith Lee put him on his shoulders.
Looking for the big bang catastrophe. Dijakovic elbowing Lee in the jaw. Lee looks to go down, but he powers his way up. But Dijakovic lands on his feet from it, delivers a super kick.
That was beautiful agility. But again, the power of Keith.
Fighting out of the chokeslam attempt. Grabs Dijakovic by the throat.
Oh.
With Dijakovic, Keith Lee backflips out of it. Pop-up powerbomb attempt. Fucking height on that. Dijakovic just bounces all the way through. Psychs himself up. Keith sat there as if to say, what the fuck? He even mouthed it as well. Dijakovic looking for the kick. Keith Lee rolls him up, but powers him. Another powerbomb. Dijakovic is holding the back of his head. Keith Lee, no. Only a 2 count.
2.
And Keith Lee can't believe it himself.
It's turned into a firework display. Whoa.
Wow. What happened there? Was that the climax?
Ooh. Well, Keith Lee and Defender down. Well, we thought this would be a good match, but I think they've exceeded themselves.
Absolutely.
And if Nigel McGuinness is saying what a match, then you know it's a good one because we know what he's experienced in his life and career.
Absolutely. With Mauro Ranallo, he's a Mamma Mia whore. He'll say that to any half-decent move.
Well, I think people are getting used to the fact that sometimes you oversell stuff too much, if you know what I mean, and then it just takes away with it.
You're just saying, I cotton on to that ages ago.
Right. It's going to be one of those things again like Enzo. It's going to work out, but not like comparing the two of them together, obviously, just about his style. But sometimes it works the other way, like good old Keith Lee, who's now got to look like an unconscious Dominic in the corner.
What's he planning? Dijakovic, no, he pushes Keith Lee, who was perched on the top turnbuckle, down to the mats.
And how thin are those mats that Keith Lee crashed into?
Just mere millimetres thick, they're wafer thin over concrete, not forgiving whatsoever.
But, this is like a video game. And if people wonder why Dijakovic just did that, it's to get a little bit of a rest as well. Keith Lee's coming in, but you need to recharge that energy. Otherwise, it will end. These guys work on the stamina and also the moment. Well,
absolutely. Well, again, they're not built like cruiserweights, but they are flying around like cruiserweights. So it takes a lot more energy than for someone like Jack Gallagher to be running around the ring.
Now Lee trying to get up. I always worry when they're in these positions because Didi just got the kick and now they're on the top and anything could happen.
Absolutely. Well, both men are perched very precariously.
Oh my God. On top!
Spanish fly! James got so excited he paused it.
Fuck it. Well, you see people like, Jordan Devlin or cruiserweights doing it, but you don't expect to see that. What a beautiful move off the top.
Absolutely.
Jesus Christ. And he's going to get it 1,
2. No.
Well, couldn't get it. Keith Lee managed to kick out. But this could be the beginning of the end.
We're going to see a feast your eyes.
No, surely, no.
Don't call me Shirley, but he's struggling to pick Keith Lee up. I think he's just taken out so much energy.
Yeah, and the lower back's causing trouble. Lee trying to block it. And he's got Dominic up.
The Big Bang Catastrophe gets the victory for Keith Lee.
Wow. What a match. Dan, what are your thoughts on that?
Absolutely brilliant. I thought I was a match of the year contender, but not from these two guys. I completely writ them off. Undeservedly so. These two guys delivered an absolute classic of a humdinger of a match.
It was near perfect, and yes, you could complain that maybe the no selling in it took away. But the fact is that when you've got these two guys doing it, in that moment in time, that's what you want to see. You know, it's like two massive transformers colliding.
But I think the early on no selling is good for especially of these two size. You know, they're huge behemoths, and they should be no selling for the early part of the match. And then, you know, as it gets into it, you see them like selling a bit more and a bit more. And yeah, you know, the selling I think was absolutely worked perfectly. The moves that we've seen, like that Dominik Dijakovic flip off springboard moonsault, springboard flip off the top to take out Keith Lee, who was sat in a chair. You know, that was absolutely perfect. And then like the pop-up power bomb that Keith Dijakovic just sanded up. It was absolutely brilliant.
You know, they have no right delivering this. And I said at the Rumble, you know, 20 years ago we had Cactus versus Triple H and Corbin, and you know, we had Corbin Reigns now. I'll say it the other way. You know, when you talk about 25 years ago, you know, 1995, two big men, Diesel versus Sid, probably delivered the worst in-your-house match that ever. And this generation, we've got people like Keith Lee and Dominik Dijakovic, the very first match of TakeOver, have possibly stole the show. You know, and that's how good they are. And credit to them. You know, unbelievable stuff to start us off. TakeOver always delivers. That's what I love about it. We both get a point, not surprise. But, you know, credit. Dominik Dijakovic loses nothing in defeat here, does he, you know?
Absolutely not, no. You know, he's still going to be a big part player going on. And, you know, hopefully we get to see a big bit of respect between these two guys as reaches down, shakes the hand of Dijakovic. Are we going to see one of these going for a heel turn?
I don't know. Like you said, the respect built up has been unbelievable between Keith Lee and Dominik Dijakovic. And it's good to see that in the business, you know, in the industry, two guys who put it all on the line.
And we see an embrace between the two as well. Referee's like, oh, I want to get on that.
And look at that, you know, two guys at their very best. And Keith saying, Dominik, go on, you take a bow.
Lee helps him up to take a bow as well. That's how much of a man he is.
Well, that just shows the punishment taken by both men in this match. And there are two stars right there. Keith Lee may be the winner, but Dominik Dijakovic, like you said, Dan, look for him to become NXT Tag Team Champion to fuck it up. And we see Tommaso Ciampa, but there's a lot of personal stories here tonight. Like we said, Ciampa looking to get Goldie back, of course, Balor and Gargano, and it's just so much on the line. But one of the most interesting stories has to be Tegan Nox and Dakota Kai, because with these two, it's a friendship turned bad, and we saw it at NXT Takeover in War Games, when it looked like, you know, Tegan Nox was finally going to Dakota Kai, as heelish as you would like, attacking her out of the gate of the cage even, and basically making her pay, injuring that leg. We already know that she's had the leg repaired twice with a torn ACL, and Dakota Kai didn't care and looked to end the career of Tegan Nox. But hopefully tonight, again, we talk about two people getting opportunities. Tegan Nox is someone who definitely deserves it. Dan, what are your thoughts on the story, and what are your thoughts?
And it's a good build to a story. It's a good way of getting two women up to the forefront of NXT, but yet not having them in a title match. And hang on a minute.
Oh.
Well, Dakota Kai didn't even let her get her entrance done and dusted. She's attacking her from behind.
Well, this is a street fight. Let's not forget about this. Dan, who have you gone for in this match?
I went for Dakota Kai.
You went Dakota Kai. I went Tegan Nox in this. What are your reasonings for Kai, as Nox now seems to turn it around a little bit?
Well, I think with the loss of Shayna Baszler, you're going to need another heel coming through. And I think Dakota Kai can be that malicious bitch of a heel.
Without a doubt. But Tegan Nox is showing the fire. Just ran Dakota Kai through the barricade. And look at her slam her on the stairs. Oh!
No, turns it round to a DDT on barricade.
But again, it's great to see two women wrestling who isn't Shania, isn't one of the four horsewomen either way, you know. As Kai now throws her in, this could be over. Nox gets strolled off at 2. And Kai has been known for attacking Nox from behind.
And again, this is taken away from the old classic women's street fight matches that we used to see with tables with irons, ironing boards, kitchen sink, mops, and like that. This is the same trash cans, the same tables, the same chairs that the men use.
And you can see the level of aggression from Dakota Kai. Might be making a little bit of a mistake here, letting Tegan Nox back in this. But Nox, like I said, very first takeover match, she sent him to the stairs.
Well, it should have been her second, but this match wouldn't have culminated if it wasn't.
Dakota Kai is such a bitch. And now she's going right leg. Uh-oh, and Nox going to be in serious trouble. Don't do it, Kai.
Oh, she's got a cricket bat.
What the hell's that? Oh, my God.
Wow. Luckily enough, Nox ducked, otherwise it would have hit her for 6.
Hey, well, of course, Nox, the Welsh wizard there, managing to avoid the bat. And you can just see the viciousness from Kai. And Kai is completely talk about, used to be a kind of Bailey rip-off, wherever it is, and then just completely changed character, gone down the hill route, you know, turned into Bailey.
Yeah, but without the title.
But yeah. And of course, we have another women's match coming up later with the NXT Championship. But at the moment, Nox got a trash can. She's smirking.
No, James, she hasn't got a cigarette in her gob. She's got a smile on her face because she knows payback is a bitch. And she places the trash can on the head of Kai, and it's a cannonball towards it. Hurt her own back, but I think it's hurt Kai even more.
And that just shows you the dislike between the two. Nox is going to put her body on the line, try and take out Dakota Kai.
She throws Kai back in the ring for a cover. 2. No, just a 2 count.
2. And Nox now looking underneath the ring.
And she's got the table.
Well, he wanted tables earlier. Now Nox has just delivered.
I think it would have taken away from this match if Keith Lee had put Dominik Dijakovic through the announce table.
Well, now it looks like Nox is going to try and put Kai, try to suplex her to the outside.
Dakota managing to block it and hang up Nox on the top rope.
And now Nox going to the outside, and Kai might have been playing possum.
Hello, possum.
Oh.
Wow, just swelts her with a trash can lid, and Nox is out.
Gets thrown back in. She doesn't know where she is at the moment, and Kai has definitely showed her aggressive nature. And she's just standing on the throat of Tegan Nox as the crowd boos her, and Kai doesn't care. Now she's tilting on the edge.
Right in front of that chair. Looking for a running kick. Luckily enough, Nox avoids it.
And Nox there just so quick, managing to get off 3 super kicks in a row. Now he's got the trash can.
Straight to the midsection. Just cracks it over her back.
Now she's got the trash can positioned and got Kai in the German. Oh!
Crunches the back of her head down onto it.
Come on, Nox. Into the cover. 1, 2.
Kick out, yes. Kai managing to kick out. I think she kneed herself in the head as she went over as well.
And Kai now trying to get to her feet. And Nox is waiting. She's going to look for the shiniest of wizards.
No. Kai moving out of the way.
Oh my
What the fuck was that?
God. Oh, just turn around. Look like a
code breaker with her tiptoes.
yeah, right to the back of the head. And now Nox on the apron. Both these women giving it the all. Like I said, it's a huge opportunity tonight. You would think, mate, would the winner of this maybe be number 1 contender if they were to get a victory?
I was just thinking the same thing. I do believe it should be. Well, Tegan Nox looked to get a chokeslam, but Dakota Kai managing to evade it. Like a back kick to the head and then just a pump kick to the face.
Well, went for the running kick, but Nox caught her.
Just sweeps the leg out, sends her face first into the hard part of the ring.
I think what we've seen in the first 2 matches, this is definitely the future of NXT right here, right now. As Tegan Nox now looking to go up top.
But Dakota Kai manages to recover quick enough to deliver a kick to the head. And now Nox in a very precarious position as Kai goes up to meet her.
Now Kai looking to suplex. Nox hanging on for dear life. This could be make or break.
But Nox with a hand around the throat.
Oh!
Choke slam from the second. Molly go round.
Go on, Nox, into the cover. 1, 2.
No, Dakota Kai managing to get her shoulder up at 2.
2. And Nox now getting maybe a little bit frustrated. She's got the chair. She's trying to beat Kai, but now she wants to hurt her. You got Julian Chance and Nox and Kai. And we've seen a darker side to Tegan Nox here tonight as well.
Well, I think she needs to step up. She knows she needs to step it up a level to get to where Dakota is.
But she's almost kind of fighting with herself because she doesn't want to be known as that. But now she's got Kai in a chair.
Oh, looking for that punt. But luckily enough manages to evade it.
Or got caught with a super kick and then a chair throw. Nox call it.
Van Daminator.
Kai with a boot.
The Van Dakotanator.
Dakota Kai just sends Tegan Nox into the ring post. And now she's got tape, it looks like. Oh, this is not good. Kai wrapping the hands of Tegan Nox round the ring post.
It just kicks her in the face, unable to protect herself.
Oh my word. Well, Kai, she's been using the pump kicks all throughout the match. It's how dangerous they are there. Broke the tape. And now Kai blaming Tegan Nox for all of this. And I think she picked up a laptop to use it, but Tegan Nox managing to reverse it.
Straight to the knee.
And that's what Kai did to Nox, and it's just payback at the end of the day.
Now we got some chains getting thrown into there.
Well, this is getting a lot more hardcore than I thought it would.
Oh, and a steel chain to the knee.
And it's just going to destroy the leg.
And our chain-wrapped fist punching away at that bad knee.
I'm trying to get that brace off as well. I think she has.
And she's got that chair wrapped round it.
Well, this is what Kai wanted.
Oh, bumps on it.
This is what she got. Look at the fire from Tegan Nox, Shining Wizard. And that is it. Go for the cover. It's over.
Don't go for the cover.
Well, she hasn't gone for the cover. I don't know why she's thinking right now.
Oh, she may regret that.
Oh, she's not done yet. She's going to Kai maybe a little bit more.
Oh, she's going to make her former friend go through punishment.
Oh, this is no longer about a match. I mean, even women maybe could have won by now.
Is this a mistake, though?
Well, of course it's a mistake, but she just wants to hurt Kai. But Kai wants to hurt Nox, and this is what's going to happen. One of these women, maybe both of them are going to end up in the hospital. If it was me, I would have gone for the cover, job done, and then trying to fuck her up afterwards. But you see the emotion clouding up, the judgment as well. And that's what Kai's done. Got into the mind of Nox and changed her. And the crowd just hushed, seeing what's going to happen. Got Kai on the table.
Well, instead of going for the knee, she's putting a chair over the head. I think she wants to decapitate her former friend.
Well, maybe Kai messed with the wrong woman with Tegan Nox. He's going to put an exclamation point on it now. And she's looking to go up and put Kai away. Wait a minute.
It's Raquel Gonzalez, James.
What, the Raquel Gonzalez?
That Raquel Gonzalez.
What are you doing out here?
Well, James, it's a street fight and anything goes. So, unfortunately, anything she fucking likes. Unfortunately for me, she's targeting your pick.
Well, who are you, Chantley? She's got hold of Nox now on top.
And it's the giant Gonzalez.
Oh!
Fuck, that table didn't even go.
Well, I think she fucking broke Tegan Nox's neck.
I capitalise, get the pin.
My God, and Kai now. Looking at the damage that Gonzalez is called. Oh, fucking hell. Kai into the cover.
1, 2, 3. And that is how we do things around here, James. We back the winners.
Yeah. Well, Dakota Kai wins in shenanigans, I'm afraid. Looks like Gonzalez and Kai hoots. And I am not happy. I'm happy to use those two words. I'm not happy about the result. The match was a little bit more hardcore than I thought. Dan, what are your thoughts?
I thought it was a good match. I'm not too keen on Gonzalez getting involved. I think Dakota Kai could have easily got the victory over Tegan Nox on her own. But, you know, we'll find out what she's doing here, and it's another addition to the women's roster in NXT.
Yeah. I mean, without doubt, Kai's feigning at this moment not be. Looks like Gonzalez is helping her out. A la Diesel and Shawn Michaels.
A la Diesel and Shawn Michaels.
Well, that's not good. That's not good way to start, but Dan, it means you go 2-1 up, but still a lot to go.
Well, it's not a good way for you to start. I mean, I'm on for a perfect score, you're not.
But a bit too much stalling in that matchup. And in the end, like I said, Gonzalez putting her through. So April 26th is an interesting day because that is the next takeover. And it's going to be NXT UK outside of the UK for the first time in Dublin, Ireland. Dan, do you think that's a big show? We said we wanted it before August. We're getting it April 26th.
Absolutely, yeah. It's good. It's a good sign that they're kind of expanding their horizons as well. And it'd be an interesting one to watch. Wonder what the card's going to be like.
Exactly. We'd have to wonder what the Portland card is like because we've already seen 2 matches. We're on to the third. And we talk about personal matches between 2 men. The 2 faces of NXT past and present are on a collision. Finn Balor versus Johnny Gargano. Dan, what have you thought of the build-up to this match?
I think it's been good. You know, it started when we thought Finn was coming back to NXT to be a face, but he just squared off against the Undisputed Era. Pele kicked Johnny Gargano in the head, took him out of action with the 1916 on the ramp, and then Johnny Gargano's been kind of like on a warpath ever since then.
Yeah, I mean, Gargano missed a takeover, and you talk about numbers, you know, Gargano is making a takeover appearance. He's main evented 8 of them. That shows you the power of Johnny Gargano. But is the most important number, Dan, 292? And why? I hear you ask. Well,
why?
Why? That's how long Finn Balor held the NXT Championship for, the longest reigning NXT champion. So you've got two stalwarts of NXT. We mass debated this about who was better. I think we drew because we couldn't decide. We're going to find out. But this one, I have gone for, and who I think is better, Johnny Gargano.
Well, funny you should bring it up like that, James, because I have gone for who I think is better, Finn Balor.
Well, we've seen their entrances, and it's great to see Finn Balor at a takeover. There's no doubt about that. Face the light Samoa Joe. But why have you gone Finn Balor in this match?
I think this is Finn Balor's crowning glory. He didn't come back to NXT to job out to Johnny Gargano or anyone else. Where he goes, he makes a point, he makes a statement, and he gets victories.
But isn't it easy to give him a victory? Isn't it someone that needs it? Gargano to prove that actually, yes, he's better than Finn Balor. The NXT now is better than the NXT back then.
Well, the NXT forever, James, and the NXT forever is Finn Balor.
Well, he's back. What have you thought of, well, I think it'd be a question. What have you thought of Finn Balor since he's turned heel and been back in NXT?
I think it's been absolutely great. It's certainly is a new direction. It's going to put to bed for a little while as well, which, we was worried about it might get boring if he brings it out too much. There's not really much chance of that all the while that Finn Balor is the prince.
No, exactly, and the prince and his cocky attitude against Gargano, because Johnny Wrestling, Mr. NXT. There is no one, in my eyes, does more for the product than Gargano.
Oh, he is one of the most hardest working men that have ever graced the ring ropes of NXT. But Finn Balor, he's came up to the top. He's kind of gone against the likes of Brock Lesnar. He's tickled with the giants. And now he's coming back down to teach these young guys a lesson.
Do you think Finn Balor thinks he's better than everybody in NXT, that he can just easily walk in and just take over?
Well, James, he is going to take over. Now, I think, that's the kind of whole demeanour that he's given off at the moment, especially with his heel gimmick. It wouldn't have worked as much as a face. And him being a heel helps it out. He may feel, he's certainly got a few things to teach these younger guys, Johnny Wrestling.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is the thing. Gargano's been talking about the fact that he is Mr. NXT and the heart and soul of the place. And then Finn Balor's probably thinking, wait a minute, what about me? I think Balor, a couple of years ago, was in a difficult position. Mid-card champion, yeah, all the way long. But I think since turning heel and the attitude in NXT, he looks like he's enjoying himself more, and he's taking it to a different level as well. I think he's wrestling a lot better, as we've seen against Ilya Dragunov, than he has been recently, than he has previously.
Absolutely, and again, these two guys are trying to feel each other out in the early goings of this match.
Do you think Balor respects Gargano? Do you think that's not even
there? Most certainly. There is a lot of... He respects him, but this character doesn't.
Like each other, that's for certain.
Oh, Finn Balor chose the right person to make a statement against. He could have Pele kicked Tommaso Ciampa. He could have kicked the head off of Adam Cole. But no, he went for the man who he believes is Mr. NXT.
Well, Gargano's proven time after time of how good he is. He's had, countless 5-star matches at takeovers, at NXTs. He's got a chance here to deliver it with Finn Balor. Out of all the matches we're awaiting and have watched, which one you were looking forward to the most?
This one.
Was it this one?
This one. Because I know what Johnny Gargano can deliver in a wrestling ring. He is absolute magic. He is a 5-star machine. And with Finn Balor as well, I think he's a phenomenal athlete, and especially with this heel turn, as you say, he's turned it up a lot. I like the cocky side of Finn Balor. He's got Johnny Gargano. He's got his legs wrapped around Gargano's head, and he's just doing press-ups just to kind of show off, which is perfect for his character at the moment.
And it's something that we haven't seen from Finn Balor since being in WWE, and he gets a chance to do this.
I like his dinosaur tattoo he's got.
Well, he's fighting.
I think it might have been one of his kids' drawings.
Oh, no, that's what they draw like in Ireland. And Gargano, quick as that, up taking Balor down. And I think, keys to victory. I think Gargano, the longer this goes, the longer it favours Gargano, because we know how much heart and determination he's got. I think Balor's going to get frustrated. Frustration might lead to a mistake for Gargano to capitalise on.
Absolutely, yeah. But, with Finn Balor, he's not come back to NXT to lose matches. He defeated Ilya Dragunov, he's defeated Jordan Devlin. He's not here to put people over. He's here to make a statement.
But is he wrestling with a game plan, with a wrestler in mind, or is he just trying to wrestle the best that he can.
He had a game plan when he chose Johnny Gargano.
So he's saying to himself, as long as I wrestle like the Finn Balor or how good I am, then I will be able to get the job done irrespective of who I'm facing.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, I think Gargano's gone into this and is thinking, right, I'm facing Finn Balor. This is the kind of things that I'm going to check. I think Gargano's definitely a student of the game in that way, as he just does the old kick in the face of Balor.
Well, they're actually looking quite similar. I think Finn Balor's slightly a bit more ripped than Johnny Gargano, but with the short cropped hair and the face fuzz.
But Gargano's in fantastic shape. There's not like he's not he's not Trent Seven in it, shall we say?
Oh no.
But like I said, Balor is just in, like I said, tip-top condition. And maybe that's the difference between a WWE superstar and an NXT superstar. Just that little bit more shine as Balor has at the moment.
Yeah, and Finn Balor could be wrestling 5-10 minute matches up on the main roster easily, but he's come down here. He's getting his 20-25 minute matches, which is what you want to see from a wrestler.
Do you think people like Cesaro and others are watching in envy of Balor being able to have these matches with these types of talent?
Well, rumour has it
that
Cesaro was actually going to join NXT or NXT UK. But, I think they are watching in slight envy of what you can achieve when you're allowed to wrestle. Whereas, up on the main roster, there's certain things that vary quite a bit as opposed to wrestling here in NXT.
Yeah, and I think Balor maybe got a little bit fed up with that and the grind and the kind of faceless audience, even with NXT, even though it's like I said.
Are you saying ground in an Irish accent or grind?
Grind.
He's on the grind.
He's on the grind. I'm trying to get up. No, as in he gets frustrated with that. And you said with these kind of places, you can't interact with a fan. You can in NXT. I know this is a big arena, but like the Full Sail and stuff like that, you can get a reaction. And I think some wrestlers thrive on that as well. Not that saying you shouldn't be able to do that. I'm sure he can, but.
One thing, do you think Finn Balor took a pay cut to go back to NXT? Or do you think he's on similar money?
If they're a proper brand now, so to speak, then are the NXT guys getting... Like I said, that would be an interesting question to see the difference in pay, because I'm sure Balor is probably getting paid the main roster.
Do you think Balor's getting paid most out of anyone in NXT?
Yeah, I think without a doubt. I think when you consider merchandise as well, I think Gargano's probably not doing too bad. But it'd be interesting because, like I said, some of the guys are signed on development deal. And both men, just after the kind of technical start, using speed.
Yeah, and Johnny Gargano with just a simple spear to take Finn Balor down. But do you think that's kind of what's sweetening the deal for Johnny Gargano staying in NXT? Do you think, well, you can go out to the main roster. Vince McMahon says, I want him on the main roster, damn it. And Triple H is saying, look, I'll pay you what they're paying. They would pay you if you stay in NXT.
I think you're right, and I think look at the biggest star in NXT. Finn Balor's a guy who went up. The Universal Championship reign didn't work, and it looked like they're falling out of faith for NXT. Gargano doesn't want that. Here he's treated. Look at the love and respect he gets. He doesn't want to be losing to Apollo Crews in 2 seconds in the main event. And I think
doesn't want to be wrestling Mojo Rawley.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And he wants to compete, and I think with Gargano, he's always been told he couldn't, and I'm sure he'd want to prove himself one day. As both men find themselves on the outside, Gargano's got a look in his eyes.
Well, but Finn Balor comes charging back towards him, hits a swing blade on Gargano to the outside.
The thing I love about Johnny Gargano, he's always got told he's never big enough. He was never big enough to be anything. He was just a cruiserweight. When he signed, he was just signed up to 205 Live as like a faceless... Yeah, but I mean, it's crazy. And now he finds himself in this position. Well, not a great position right now because Finn Balor is on top of him. But Balor's another guy who seems motivated now, seems hungry and intense. This is the Balor we saw in NXT, and this is what when we first started the podcast.
Absolutely, yeah. Do you think this is going to be something that changes once Vince McMahon's kind of not as much in charge of WWE? Once he kind of takes a step back and realises that, I'm getting too old for this, and then, someone fresh-faced like Triple H takes over, and he's kind of giving the smaller guys a lot more opportunities to come through. And then, that'll be the time when Finn Balor and, Johnny Gargano especially goes up.
Well, I think what we're looking at is a different time now where size doesn't matter maybe as much as it did back in the day. And hopefully that's it with Triple H and anybody, they'll as well. But it's all about opportunity. It's all about, at this moment of time, like it's backstage, speaking to the right people, making sure you don't make any mistakes. And NXT, I feel like Triple H might just like let them get on with it Whereas the WWE is so rigid, it might be difficult. It's an interesting thing to see. We might be wrong about that. It might be.
But then, we were saying about Paul Heyman where he's taken control of Raw. He's kind of got his favourites, which are, Andrade. He's got his, and they're all smaller guys as well. So, do you think that might be Heyman trying to push the smaller guys as well as Triple H? I think they're on a similar page.
I think it is, and I think another thing is look at stars. As in, when's the last? We can't keep. Well, I say we as a whole for WWE. They can't keep bringing out the same old every time, and having these guys, Gargano, Balor, mid-card in event. It's not fair to them. It's not fair to everybody. These guys have got personality, regardless of size, to be able to tell a story. And they're not being able to because it's the same people. It's at the moment, you've got the Goldbergs and the Undertakers coming back. In a couple of few years' time, it will be the Triple H's and Edge. We thought Edge would come back instead of building stars, they're relying on old people coming back and having one more run. Do you know what I mean? And it worries me that they're going to keep. Here comes Hogan again. Let's get Austin out of retirement for him and saying, look at what we got. Let's build there, because you can argue the last great star. It's a completely different argument that WWE built. Maybe the Shield, but definitely John Cena. Apart from that,
well, absolutely, yeah. Well, Randy Orton as well,
but on a level to The Rock and Austin and Triple H. Like the kind of, you would say Randy Orton's had to get there the hard way, whereas Cena was kind of,
he's earned what he's got.
But if Randy Orton faced The Rock, if he faced an Austin, if he faced Cena, you would think Orton would be on the losing end. And that's what it means. You've got to have it competitive against each other as well. That's what makes Balor and Gargano so good, because you've got two guys, again, like Keith Lee and Dominik Dijakovic, want to be number one, and they're standing in each other's way.
But this match, it's been kind of backwards and forwards. Neither man has had a clear-cut advantage. But Johnny Gargano got hung up on the top rope. Finn Balor with a dragon screw leg whip. And I think he's injured his arm, but, Balor's always going to fight through. He won the Universal title with a dislocated shoulder.
Well, I doubt it. Maybe the shoulder that's causing him a little bit of trouble now will be bad memories, and I think he's be using that to focus his attack on Johnny Gargano. I think all the bitterness and the Hellcat we're seeing now is built from Universal title run, losing to Bobby Lashley for fucking at least 25 weeks.
At least 32 weeks.
So it's all that kind of stuff, and he's using it against Gargano, and now he's just got leg. But I said these two guys, they just match move for move.
I think Balor's got a bit of a submission move worked in, but Johnny Gargano doing his best he can, trying to fight out, looking for a cross arm breaker.
And it's interesting, the crowd, they're chanting, but they almost don't want to boo for Finn Balor because they respect him. He's like the first love.
Yeah.
Without Finn Balor, there might not have been a Johnny Gargano. So they're going, well, we don't really want to cheer.
So you're admitting it then? You're admitting it? Finn Balor paved the way for Johnny Gargano, hence he's better. Hence I won the argument on the great debate.
I think
yesterday.
We argued the other way around. I think I was arguing that.
Yeah.
So now you agree with me. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Either way. And now Balor's got Gargano caught in a corner.
He's got him in his crosshairs. Is this the Finn Balor that could have AJ Styles soon down the line?
I think this Balor could accomplish a lot more than the old Finn Balor. I think the team at AJ Styles, even a match between the two, again, story told right, I think would be brilliant. But this Balor in NXT, I mean, you've gone for Balor to win. So where do you see Balor, as he's focused on the leg of Gargano, in the next few months? You see him moving straight back to WWE, or
I think he's going to stay in NXT for a little while longer. You kind of don't know what his next plan is after Johnny Gargano. Depending on how this match will go. If Johnny Gargano does get the victory by some fluke, hook or crook, then Finn Balor's obviously going to want another rematch. He's going to want to have a match again against Johnny Gargano to try and prove he's the best. I think he's just got one step at a time with Finn Balor. And it's not Goldie. It's kind of taking people out that he believes is too big for their boots in NXT.
So do you see his next kind of feud after this? Because I think this will be the end. Or maybe not. But, do you see him starting another personal feud with someone? Or because the thing is, we said about the women earlier, this match maybe be a number one contendership match when you consider it.
Potentially, yeah. These are the next two biggest guys. I think Dijakovic and Keith Lee, they're kind of happy in the middle of it, out of the title picture for the time being. But, we could well be looking at the next challenger for the NXT Championship.
I think without doubt, and Gargano nearly caught Balor there with a flash pin, but as he went to use the leg, Balor caught it.
And he's got him locked up, focusing on Johnny Gargano's legs.
And he's trying to, or maybe he's trying to focus, taking away the speed and the quickness of Gargano. You might argue, power-wise, Balor might have it, but I think Gargano would be the quicker man. And at this moment in time, in all sorts of trouble. But the thing is for Gargano, if he loses this, where's next for him? Does he move up to the main roster?
I don't think. I wouldn't see him moving up to the main roster.
I see Gargano winning this, and then heading towards Takeover in maybe an NXT title match against Ciampa or Adam Cole, depending on who.
But then, how many times do you want to see them three? With Finn Balor, at least with him getting the victory and him challenging for the title, it's a different direction than the direction that we've been seeing for the past couple of years.
I suppose so. We probably will get a DIY reunion. DIY versus Keith Lee and Dominic Dijakovic. And now Gargano has got Balor. Injured
his knee as he went for the neck breaker. Plants him face first, kick to the head. Balor up to his feet, but gets clotheslined down as quick as he was up.
And that is what Gargano is all about. Even with an injury, even when he's not 100%, we'll keep fighting. Balor goes to the outside for Sanctuary. Again. Here comes Gargano.
Diving through at Balor. He gets caught. Looking for the 1916 on the way for Finn Mats, but Gargano manages to escape, pushes Balor back first into the steel steps.
And Gargano knows how dangerous that move is as he tries to get some feeling back in that leg.
And he's perched on the edge of the ring apron, got Balor in his sights.
Oh!
A rolling senton takes out Balor.
I don't know if Gargano's trailing leg there hit the stairs or something like that. I definitely heard some impact.
I think that was just a splat on the mat.
Honestly, that sounded like a gunshot if it was. I don't know how thin those mats are.
Listened to earlier in the podcast. But they are now, they're just millimetres thick. And it's
Get to rewind back. Go on, you rewind back.
Yeah, rewind back, goddammit. Ain't you bitch.
Forming monkey.
No, he missed the steel stairs.
He did miss. We see the replay, can confirm it was just a splat of the bodies. As now both men... Oh!
Well, Johnny Gargano with his springboard spear through the second ropes. Into a cover, but no, Balor managing to kick out.
Looks like these two men are, well, I guess the majority of it calling it on the fly, which makes matches well if you feel more comfortable.
Absolutely, it's not all planned out. They're like, right, you stay in control for a bit, work me down, I'll get back, and it's good, it's Johnny, he's got determination. Finn Balor, he's kind of underestimated what Johnny Gargano can deliver, which is, again, telling a good story.
Well, Stone Cold used to do that. He used to feel the crowd, and when something was going their way or not, they'd better switch up. A guy who never did that was the Macho Man, Randy Savage, who literally wrote word for word what each move would be, and if you changed it, you would hear about it after the match. Which, again, both great wrestlers, both different styles. There's Balor, 1916 again, but Gargano managing to escape it. And Balor now just reversed DDT Gargano down, went for the cover. But luckily, Gargano managed to kick out. Balor looks good tonight, looks motivated. That's not a good sign.
I like to see Balor crawl under the ring, come out with his full face painted as a demon. It's like, yep, Johnny's fucked. But this is all thanks to Bray Wyatt.
Why is it thanks to Bray Wyatt?
Because Bray Wyatt beat Finn Balor, or The Fiend beat Finn Balor, didn't he? And knocked him all the way back to NXT.
Well, has Bray got a history of doing this with people?
He has, yes. He shaved the head of Daniel Bryan, turned him back to the Yes Movement. Seth Rollins turned him back to the heel he was. It's kind of a reset to default mode.
Well, there we go. So it looks like this is exactly what Finn Balor wanted, and maybe there's a few wrestlers that could do that as well. As Balor looking at a suicide dive to the outside, but gets caught with a super kick.
And Gargano throwing Balor back into the ring. Looking to springboard over the top for that DDT, but no. Is it? Looking for the 1916 again. But no! And Finn Balor was like the javelin, and the turnbuckle was like the javelin catcher there, James.
Well, Gargano set him in there, but Balor's up to his feet with a boot. Gargano responds with a kick.
Pele kick from Balor, and Gargano falls onto Finn into a cover, but only a 2 count.
2.
Phew.
Well, sometimes it's how you fall. Find out.
And again, fans appreciating what they're seeing here. You don't really see so much of that on the main roster pay-per-views, do you?
Well, we still haven't had a 5-star match from main roster, I don't think, in such a long time, whereas takeovers always seem to deliver one. I think we almost had one early on in the night. We'll see if this can go out. I say go out of its way to try and get it. It's still a great match.
Absolutely, yeah. Certainly holding up. Again, guys, they seem determined to get the victory over the other one. Johnny Gargano wants to prove that he's up to the levels of a main roster talent like Finn Balor, and Finn Balor's desperate to prove that Johnny Gargano isn't, and he, that's why he is in NXT.
And it's an easy story to tell as well, and that's what makes it so good as both men trade now forearms on the apron. These two men just slugging it out.
Well, you normally see this in the middle of the ring, not over the ring ropes. And both men using the ring to step up in Seguri. Both men hitting it successfully and then both down.
Oh, Gargano went for the jumping spear here, but got caught.
The springboard spear. Balor drapes him over the top rope. We can see the coup de grace to the back. No, Gargano manages to get out of the way. Hits his DDT over the top rope. 2. No. Balor managing to get...
Gargano managing to hook the leg, but still not enough.
This is the first time I've seen Finn Balor like this since he was last in NXT.
Honestly, it is a different Finn Balor. But do you think it's part and part, and I might get some stick for this, it's because how good Johnny Gargano is as well, bringing it out of him?
Well, you know, Johnny Gargano wasn't around when... Well, he was around, but he wasn't facing Finn Balor when Balor was first in NXT. I just think it's the freedom to do things the NXT way as opposed to doing it the main roster way and under Vince McMahon's tutelage.
And now look at these. Look at this. Both men using the ropes to get up.
Now we're going to have a stare down.
Across from each other, and that's kind of like, right, we gave it everything we got. We're still pretty equal. Balor grits his teeth and run towards Gargano.
Well, let's give it some more. Both men running the ropes. Neither man hitting anything successfully. And a huge Gargano knocks Balor down.
Does that seem right there, or do they seem like they missed maybe a step? Like I could put
well,
on a better
again, I
match.
think it's both men trying to do the same to each person. But Balor quickly up to his feet, hits the swing blade.
Gargano tries super kick. Now this could be it. Here comes Balor.
No, into a super kick from Gargano. Looking for the DIY kick. No, Balor up again. Swing blade. Kick to the corner. Johnny drop zone for the coup de grace. Come on, Finn. Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up.
Well, this is how he won his NXT Championship. It doesn't use that move that often now.
Well, he uses a setup now for the 1916. Johnny moving out the way.
And now Gargano spins around.
Gargano escape.
He's got Balor into the ring. Come on, tap.
He's not going to tap.
Tap, Gargano.
He's not going to tap.
Gargano's got him.
He's not going to tap.
Balor's got no choice.
Finn is fine.
Finn is fighting. The Gargano rolls him through. Yes, come on.
No. He's not going to go. He's not going to go.
Balor's going.
Balor can escape. Roll him up, Finn. Roll through. Double foot stomp. And he put everything into that as well.
I think you see them out of Johnny Gargano.
1916. No. Back into the Gargano escape.
Yes. Gargano's got it in. Balor in all sorts of trouble.
Don't tap, Finn.
Tap.
Don't tap.
Tap.
Don't.
Referee checking. Balor's still trying to fight.
Balor saying nope. Drags him and Johnny Gargano to the bottom rope. And you can see the rope marks underneath the armpit of Balor.
And Gargano can't believe it.
Well, Gargano's hit Balor with his best shot unsuccessfully.
No. Ciampa needs to come out and help. Get rid of Balor that way.
Yeah, I'd happily settle for a DQ in Balor's favour. Do it. Come on, Ciampa. Come out. I dare ya.
And what the hell's Gargano doing? He's got his sights set on Finn Balor.
Oh! Kicks him back first into barricade. What's Johnny thinking?
Well, some of the crowd booing, which don't see it often, but Gargano's embraced his dark side before. He's got no problem doing it again.
But that's the thing with Johnny Gargano. Once he gets that idea into his head, more often than not, comes off unsuccessful, James. We saw it with Ciampa.
Well, what's Gargano going to do? He's going to throw Balor in and try and pin him? Or use the announce table?
Well, James, I think he's going for the latter. And I think with Johnny Gargano, he's going to come unstuck. We've seen it before. We'll see it again. Balor plants Gargano onto the announce table. And as I was saying, come unstuck.
Oh, Gargano's in a bit of trouble now, but Balor is taking his time. And why is Balor getting on the other announce table for? Gargano's getting to his feet.
Oh! Well, anything you can do to me, I can do better, James. And that was a seated drop kick, sending Gargano off the announce table, back first into barricade.
Oh my God.
Ek mein Gott.
And Balor sending Gargano in.
No. Johnny drop zone. Coup de grace.
And I don't think he's finished there just yet. Look how happy the crowd are.
Well, James, what happens after the coup de grace?
I'll go home. Bastards. How dare they boo Johnny Gargano?
Come on, Finn. Stop fucking showboating. You haven't won the match yet, mate.
See, fucking around. And now trying for about the 5th time to get him up.
1916. 1, 2, 3. And that 3, James. That 3 You know what that means, don't you?
What does it mean, Dan?
It means 3 points to how many?
1.
To 1. So
Yes.
it's not 3 points to 2.
So the first thing you bring up, right? I win constantly, and I never mention it. But the first thing you bring up when you say it is the points. What I mean, let's talk about the match first, shall we? What did you think of that?
Absolutely fucking brilliant. Again, both guys on top of their game. At this current moment in time, Finn Balor looks unstoppable, and you can't deny that. You know, he's taken everything that Johnny Gargano managed to dish out. He's proved that he's not here for a good time. He's here for a long time.
Without doubt, Balor is back to his best. And to finish off Gargano like that after a hellacious match, I mean, don't get me wrong, maybe it wasn't a classic, but both men delivered. And after the coup de grace, Gargano really had no choice. And yes, Dan, it means 3 after the third match. You're 3 for 3. It's 3-1. So I need to go different to you twice to just salvage a draw in the next 3. So we'll see what happens there. But Finn Balor wins this matchup. So with Finn there, is he ready for an NXT championship? Or is he ready to just keep doing what he's doing?
Well, I think, someone's going to step up to him to try and make a point to prove, I think Johnny Gargano, he put in a valiant effort, but he came up just too short. Finn Balor, I think he's up there next to make a statement against anyone and everyone. And I've Velveteen Dream, possibly.
Well, speaking of Velveteen Dream, he'll be on our next NXT update when he faces Roderick Strong. And, of course, the rest of we've got a big night because Adam Cole, of course, faces Tommaso Ciampa. But we've also got the NXT Tag Team Championships on the line as well. And, of course, Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish going against your 2 favourites.
No, my picks from the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, baby. Who did they get knocked out in the first round, or was that your team?
That was my team.
Right, did they get knocked out in the semis?
Yes. No. Look,
did they get to the final?
Look, it's not actually the Tag Team Championship next. It is the NXT Championship on the line. The women's time to shine here on NXT. Black history in the making. Bianca Belair going against the champion who's on a tear, Rhea Ripley. And what a build up to this. Rhea Ripley has been on fire ever since Survivor Series, ever since being winning the team, winning War Games. Look back, and beating Baszler was probably one of the greatest reactions to someone winning the championship on NXT. Her challenger Bianca Belair won a Battle Royal, which again you could say, yeah, but we did watch it. Belair, fair play to her for winning it. But again, I still think, is this really the best matchup we could get?
James, if you look at our alternatives, it could have been against Shayna Baszler. So I think it is the best. Bianca Belair, for what she's worth, she has been one hell of a performance. Going back to the Royal Rumble, joint most eliminations. She was, one of the longest times in there as well. Absolute stellar performance. Going against Rhea Ripley, a woman who's on an absolute monster roll. I think these are the 2 biggest women in NXT at the moment.
Well, what a great match it should be then, Rhea Ripley. Credit to her. But we shouldn't look past Bianca Belair. Prediction-wise, Dan, who have you gone for in this matchup?
Oh, Rhea Ripley.
I too have gone Rhea Ripley in this matchup. Why Ripley for them?
I think she's on such a good roll. I don't think it's going to be a walkover for Ripley. I think Bianca Belair is going to give as good as she gets. But Rhea Ripley, she's the hottest thing in NXT at the moment. So, you kind of go with what's hot. Keith Lee, him being North American champion, it's what's hot. Rhea Ripley being women's champion, it's what's hot at the moment as well.
Will Charlotte Flair be watching closely backstage, do you reckon, or at home to this match? Think she's worried about, if she's going to go for the NXT title?
I think she shouldn't. Well, I don't know, because NXT's so good, I think she shouldn't be going for the NXT Women's Championship, personally. But, it's to kind of keep Charlotte relevant. I think she's got half an eye on this match. She'd be silly to take either of these women, whoever comes out victorious, lightly. Yeah,
but again, like Finn Balor, she's been there and done that. So, like you said, she's probably not going to sweat someone like Rhea Ripley, which I think Ripley could be a huge challenge. And it's great to see someone again who's not kind of 4 horsewomen or related to that, or Ripley's got a completely different look. And as a face, because we saw her as a heel in NXT UK, I don't think we ever thought she'd make it as a face, but there's something about her again, isn't there,
Absolutely, yeah. She's someone that can keep their fans in the palm of her hand, and character work as well from Rhea Ripley. Taking aside from what she can deliver in the ring.
Do you think because we think she's a badass in that way? Like, I think she could beat up most people who come across her. I think that's the look about her's pretty cool. We don't really see much of that.
But then, we saw that in Nikki Cross before she came up, and look what happened there. We saw that in Asuka before she went up, and look what happened there.
Hello has to upset the apple cart, so to speak. She wants to get the job done. What does she have to do to put Ripley away? Because obviously Ripley's been on a roll.
I think Bianca Belair has got strength advantage over Rhea Ripley. Not much, but I think there's a slight advantage in strength for Belair. I think she needs to use that in her favour. And just don't underestimate Rhea Ripley.
And it's great to see a second women's match as well on TakeOver. Sometimes not enough of that, where I think the strength in depth, the NXT women's division has, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. It's up there with competing with the women's division on WWE. I mean, there's not really so much a weak link in the NXT women's roster, through NXT UK and NXT. Whereas Raw and SmackDown, I think there's a few weak links that, if someone's going up against the likes of Lana or, the likes of Carmella now or Dana Brooke, that they're going to get an easy victory. Whereas with these, Kaylee Ray, I mean, you thought you would have taken her lightly, you thought she would have been a walkover, but she got the victory.
Yeah, I think with something like Bianca Belair, one thing working for her, she's got the confidence. She thinks she's the best, Ask her, she'll tell you how good she is. And I think she's not worried about someone like Rhea Ripley because, like I said, she looks at power. She thinks she can match it. Speed, maybe the same as well. Experience, it has to probably be about the same. But Belair, she's kind of like a machine that just keeps on going. Like I said, rumbles are battle royals. She gets stronger as it goes along as well. There is definitely a kind of... Belair is, this is obvious to say, she's definitely going to be a champion in her time in NXT and WWE. The question is the time now, or is it Rhea Ripley's time to just say, right, I'm on the road to WrestleMania and you're just a roadblock?
Well, again, I think with Bianca Belair, the enjoyment for her is you keep seeing her, you see her putting a stellar performance at the Rumble, you still win in the Battle Royal. I think the chase with Bianca Belair is what
fans over. She's overcome so many different obstacles. It wouldn't surprise me if she's in Elimination Chamber and she wins that to get an opportunity for the championship as well.
Yeah, there's no doubt, both these women extremely talented. As Ripley is just trying to keep Belair at harm's way, first and foremost, here, working over the corner.
Rhea Ripley, let's not forget, she's 23 years old.
I mean, that is the future, right, Rhea Ripley is just one of these who's just taken it so good, NXT UK champion, NXT champion, every promotion she's won it, and you can definitely see her on the main roster. If used right, again, we don't want to see her be jobbed out to Carmella every number one contendership or something like that. They've got to, if she's going to be moved up, she's got to be used like she is now. That's what's making Rhea Ripley work so well.
Absolutely, yeah, and that's what the fans are loving. They know that she's a legitimate badass.
And we've seen kind of with Ripley, it's not like I want a long streak, but we haven't seen many face champions. Like even Asuka, she had the attitude about her, didn't she? Baszler's had the attitude. I want to see someone that's, is a fighting champion, but can maybe have a little bit of fun with it.
And I think, with Rhea Ripley, that's what kind of sets her apart from the different people that are doing the face and heel turns. I mean, she's still got exactly the same mannerisms, exactly the same personality she was when she was a face and a heel. So it's good and it's what works for her. She can be the same person either way.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. And another thing as well, just seeing the cravat that Belair's got, she has improved tremendously. Like NXT is still a development league in that way, and Belair in the past year or so has come on leaps and bounds in what she can do. Like I said, be able to actually put forward a match and be a part of it rather than just being carried all the time. And she's using her strength now to just try and wear down Ripley and snaps her neck back.
Standing moonsault into the cover. Is that just a 1 count?
One. It takes a lot to put Rhea Ripley down. We've seen it before. But this new Rhea Ripley, maybe it's going to take even more. As Blair now with a suplex.
No, Ripley managing to fight out of it.
I don't know if that was a suplex or a jackhammer attempt. It didn't look nice.
It looked like Rhea Ripley landed on her side.
Yeah. What did I just say, Blair? You make me look like a fool. Like a fool.
Well, it is still a developmental league, James, so there's going to be little hiccups here and there.
They're still so young, Belair and Ripley. And they're put in a difficult position as well, because they're just right after, obviously fans got excited. But of course the NXT crowd will always get behind you.
And again, a 50-50 split, half going for Ripley, half going for the EST of NXT.
Belair, super kick to the gut, and a back body drop. And now can Ripley get back into this one, build some momentum, clothesline, take a Belair down. And another one turns it around now, grabs her the cravat herself.
Knees to the head. A drop kick to Belair as she was just sat upright.
And there's no doubt Ripley likes dishing out punishment. You can see it in the face.
And she's got Bianca up in the electric chair.
And Blair in all sorts of trouble now.
Plants her face first, turns her over into a cover.
No.
Just a 2 count.
2. And Blair now in serious trouble. We've seen Ray Ripley use this before.
The inverted cloverleaf.
And Blair's got nowhere to go at this moment in time.
She's spanking her as
Well, it
well.
looks like she's just slapping her.
Belair rolling through, a couple of kicks to the head. And pushes Ray up, shoulder first into the ring post.
One thing we haven't seen in a while, hair versus hair match. I was just thinking that, looking at Bianca Belair's hair.
That would be great if she'd actually put that on the line. Imagine she lost that, Oh my God, but I'd say she might lost. She might have won the Women's Championship. Huge spinebuster, Ripley, but no, managing to kick out.
Into a second attempt, and again Ripley managing to kick out.
And now Belair getting a little bit frustrated, but if she's watched any of Ray Ripley recently, that the heart and determination of champion, one of my favourite lines that I use, is right there with Ray Ripley. And now Belair picking her up, sending her back in the corner. And that's the thing I like about Bianca Belair. She will just try and run right through you. That's the basic strategy of, you're in my way.
I'm going to take you down.
Oh.
He slapped from Ripley to Belair though, but Bianca responded in kind.
Oh.
Jesus.
And the expressions on each woman's face. We got a slap off.
Certainly is a slap fest. Looks like Ripley got the one-upman from that.
Oh.
But Belair with a hair strike to the midsection.
Well, apart from Joey Reiner's penis, that is the hardest bit of body extension you can have. And now look at the power, Dan. Look at the power.
Belair deadlift. Plants Ripley face first into the mat.
And Ripley's in serious trouble. And Belair, can she seize the day?
Carpe diem.
And a huge chant. They believe in her.
Handspring moonsault. Ripley with the knees up.
Knees up, Mother Bran. Oh, no, she's got Belair riptide.
But Belair with a backslide. The KOD attempt, but Ripley managing to escape that.
Well, both women got such dangerous finishes. You've got to be careful. Leapfrog Belair tries it again.
But Ripley with a foot up.
Oh!
Belair with the spear.
That's how you do a spear, Matt Riddle. Have a watch at that, and then maybe do that in your next match.
Which is probably coming up next.
Yeah, which will be, yeah. Well, it might not be as flashy as what we've seen earlier, but both women definitely putting it all on the line. Both women just hitting each other wherever they can.
Clubbing blows to each other's backs.
And now Belair, Irish whip to Ray Ripley.
He turns it around, looking for an axe kick, misses, but hits a super kick to the chest.
And a huge forearm to Ripley, and now can Belair pick her up? No, Ripley's fighting.
Bianca with a hair whip. Ripley with the kick.
Now Ripley with a look in her eyes, running towards Belair. Oh!
Flips her over. Landed mostly on her feet, but slipped her backside.
Oh,
Belair unsure, but she looks like she's going to go flying. She needs to do anything and everything to get this victory. They've Ripley managed to catch her and plant her down into the mat.
Oh, both women just in a heap. Flying over the top. Didn't even hit it. That was... Oh, she did hit the rope in the end with a leg.
Didn't even hit...
She did hit it. And takes Ray Ripley out. Ripley there a bit short on the landing. Tries to send Ripley into the apron.
Oh! Ripley sending Belair rib first into the steel steps.
And picks up, just throws her down in the ring. And Belair looking to get safe, but Ripley just holding on.
Belair managing to kick her off. Low bridges Ripley, who manages to land on her feet.
And Ripley now just fighting for her life. Knows the NXT Women's Championship is on the line. See that? Ripley looking at the crowd's got an idea. And she's not, surely.
Don't call me Shirley. But Belair's managing to hold on.
She's trying to suplex her to the outside.
Now it's Belair's turn to try and suplex Ray Ripley to the inside, who's fighting off. It's a stalemate thus far.
Huge headbutt by Ripley. She's on the top now with Belair.
Sunset flip looking for the powerbomb. Belair holding on for dear life though.
Oh my God, Belair's got caught by Ripley off the second rope. Riptide.
1, 2, 3.
And just like that. Ripley saw her moment there and took advantage of that. Not a bad match, Slow. I feel maybe a little bit more time. I think that's probably the shortest match of the night.
Absolutely, yeah. It did seem like it was over quickly. Both these women, they flowed very well. There was the odd little hiccup here and there, but you're willing to overlook it. Both these women are still so young and got a hugely bright future ahead of them.
Without a shadow of a doubt. Great performance. And again, it's nice to see wrestling, women's wrestling in NXT, which not Baszler. And, like I said, Ripley took the moment, but Belair definitely deserves a shot down the road, I would say. Maybe she needs to kind of gather her, thoughts and maybe try again. But Ripley wins, and she is on a roll at the moment. Oh!
Well, we did mention at the start of the match whether Charlotte Flair would be watching, and she was, and she's made an appearance just as Rhea Ripley was getting her hand held high by the referee.
Well, we don't know what's next for Belair. We know for Ripley, if I'm right, Charlotte with the attack. She's got the microphone.
She certainly had a lot more work done, didn't she?
She had loads of work done.
If that or Ric Flair's had an even more work done.
Oh!
Wow, Charlotte's chosen Rhea Ripley and her title at WrestleMania.
What a huge matchup for NXT. Oh!
Natural selection, just to add insult to injury.
What a huge match for NXT. Charlotte Flair back in NXT with the gold in her hand, looking to try and beat Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. Again, one story ends and another one begins. And Rhea Ripley's going to have the biggest challenge of her young career. You can't argue with that. It's a good story told.
You can't know. Fair play. And I think this is, again, hopefully we're going to see the Charlotte Flair from NXT as opposed to the one that's been ruining the main roster.
Without a doubt. Well, we've got 2 matches left, and there's no doubt the next 2 are going to be all about the Undisputed Era. But Dan, you're right. After we should do points. Isn't it weird? I forgot about them.
You always forget about them.
Oh, no, wait. What's Charlotte doing to Belair? Oh.
Well, she's making a statement with Bianca as well.
Bianca's not happy about that. And disrespecting her. Well, Charlotte's the last woman laughing. She has changed so much.
Says you get a side-by-side picture of her when she was first in NXT.
She used to look like Simone Johnson, for God's sake. You know what I mean? Like, that's how much work she's had done. 4-2. 4-2 with 2 matches left.
So I'm guaranteed a point. Is that what you're saying, James?
I'm not saying that.
I am guaranteed a point.
You are 2 away from a perfect score.
I am 2 away.
Another bonus point.
So that bonus point, again, this could be a point in 2 different columns for me.
And if it was, well, we get on to the scores at the end. But yeah, it's all about the Undisputed Era next. And it's time for Dan to take the piss out of me about the Dusty Classic. Dan, what have you thought of the build-up to Undisputed Era Carlo Riley Bobby Fish versus the Broserweights, Pete Dunne and Matt?
Well, with the Undisputed Era, it's all come about with the prophecy and it coming true. All members holding the gold. But that has kind of changed slightly with Roddy Strong dropping his North American title to Keith Lee. And with the this is about an odd pairing, someone who never smiles against teaming up with an absolute tosspot, Matt Riddle. It's been a good story with these 2 guys. Coming, winning the Dusty Road Tag Team Classic for me. And, the Broserweights, I hope they don't last much longer.
Well, they've got matching T-shirts. Like I said, you fluked the Dusty Classic somehow. We won't talk about my picks, and Matt Riddle's got the microphone. Could it get any better than this?
Bro. How much fish could Bobby Fish fry if Bobby Fish could fry fish? As much fish as Bobby Fish could fry if Bobby Fish could fry fish.
Please, let's not start that as a thing.
Well, James, you said please don't let this be a thing, but they've had the lyrics up on us, and I saw you mouthing along to it as well, James. I know you wouldn't like to admit
the fucking words.
You pressed the mute button on your mic so you could talk along with Matt Riddle.
Why they keep continuing it for? And also, one thing that's annoying me, right? They've got this stupid fucking WWE type thing with Bobby Fish, but their names, where their standings, incorrect. Pete Dunne should be on that side, Matt Riddle should be on that side. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The match has started. Well, the Undisputed Era have gone out to start fighting. And prediction-wise, in this one, it's me. I have gone for new tag team champions, the Broserweights.
So you are hoping that I have gone for the Undisputed Era to keep their titles, otherwise I am guaranteed a pay-per-view point on NXT.
For the first time this year?
For the first time this year, but James, I have gone for the Broserweights.
So Broserweights, but they're in a bit of trouble early going because there's not a better tag team than the Undisputed Era. And like I said, we got to the Dusty Classic. Undisputed Era were in the Dusty Classic. Of course, got eliminated thanks to Imperium, but they're here now, put the tag titles on the line. How great have the Undisputed Era been for the tag team division in NXT in the past couple of years, do you reckon?
They have been thoroughly entertaining. You know, we had the Roderick Strong stand-in for Bobby Fish for a brief while, but then the Undisputed Era kind of regained their titles, and it's been O'Reilly and Fish ever since. Is this kind of like the beginning of the end of Undisputed Era for NXT?
It feels weird if they do it, they're going to go against a makeshift team. And exactly, I've gone for them as well, but it feels like if this is the end of the Undisputed Era, it's going to come to this. Like, surely...
Don't call me Shirley.
A proper tag team should have been the ones to actually get the job done. I mean, I like the story of Keith Lee, but really, Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne? You know, individuals, these two guys are probably, you know, important, but as a tag team, like I said, where can it go? So
would you rather have seen Tommaso Ciampa coming up short and doing the tag team titles off of Undisputed Era?
Or allowed a proper tag team as well. Now, there's not many NXT. We talk about how strong the women's division is. Maybe the tag team is the weakest, but it has been for quite some time, and even the Dusty Classic has been used to put these kind of makeshift teams together. Don't get me wrong, though. Fucking brilliant to see Pete Dunne in a ring at TakeOver again, you know?
Abso-fucking-lutely, yes.
One of our magnificent 7, of course, will be keeping you up to date with all of the 7.
Well, I mean, you know, they did have a couple of established tag teams in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. Like, you know, let's go, for example, just off the top of my head, the Time Splitters.
I'm trying to promote our next episode, which is the Magnificent 7, where we got 7 of the best. But no, you keep going about Dusty Classic. Pete Dunne now, though, might go up the rankings if he is to get a victory here tonight. And he's got Kyle O'Reilly in an uncomfortable position.
Oh, stomps on the back of the bicep. Well, I'd like to see how he's going to do the Undisputed Era logo with busted fingers, James.
And now he picks up Fish.
Turns him inside out and absolutely fries him.
And now he's got O'Reilly, but Dunne started this.
And he's on fire, baby.
He's on fire.
He's riding the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic victory.
Oh, it kicked to O'Reilly. Just explexed him onto his partner, Fish. That was a fish sandwich. Dunne.
I want to see him break Fish fingers.
Look, we're getting late. It's late. I know it's late. No, we won't do any more, I promise. We will be Fisherman's friend.
I wonder how much more he can hake.
And now Dunne's got him down.
Oh, Bobby is floundering around in the ring at the moment.
Oh, my God. Well, he's got a bird's eye right on that hand, he has, really.
Oh, he's going to break Fish fingers. Now he's breaking Fish wrist.
Oh, my.
Fish ribs.
Oh, twisting him up like a fish pretzel.
Do you think Bobby is like a fish out of water at the moment?
Well, at the moment, he needs to get to his corner down. There's no doubt about that. And as we say, that reversing Dunne, catching him in. And we've talked about it. Fish is the guy that is the kind of has to prove himself, the oldest of the Undisputed Era as well. And he takes him into his own corner. And this is where the Undisputed Era are fantastic.
Oh, that's where they have the ring. And do you think it's a bad omen that they've not got Roddy Strong or Adam Cole? I know Adam Cole's preparing for a match, but Roddy Strong at least could be at ringside supporting and maybe assisting, especially, you know, against a tag team as strong as these two guys.
But I think Ciampa, of course, in the main event, is such a huge opponent. I wouldn't be surprised if Strong is in the corner of Cole, you know, especially in his ear backstage now as they get ready.
Well, do you think that's kind of a huge part of this? Because, you know, they're not so much worried about losing the tag team titles because, you know, it doesn't affect Cole, the leader of the Undisputed Era, as much, but him losing the NXT Championship will affect him.
Yeah, I think that's important. I think with ego, I think the prophecy ending under Keith Lee was the big kind of shot. Yeah, it would be awful tag teams, but they need to walk out of here with one NXT Championship. Otherwise, like I said, the Undisputed Era, it might be over. Yeah, and it will be difficult. And, of course, at the moment, Pete Dunne getting worked. So I think keys to victory for Dunne and Riddle's no doubt they're great individuals. They need to work as a team here tonight to beat a team like the Undisputed Era.
Absolutely. They certainly need to evade the Undisputed Era corner as well because they have literally barriered off half the ring. And working over Pete Dunne now, who excelled so much energy in kind of taking out O'Reilly and Fish.
Well, he got out of submission, managed to catch Fish. And then O'Reilly managed to get the tag in, like I said, how close he is. And keep advantage. But that was a nice bridge up by Dunne, but he's still in the wrong place.
Definitely is in the wrong part of Oregon.
But you got to think Roderick Strong losing the North American Championship, has that put something in the back of Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish's mind of maybe we won't hold the gold for as long as we think. It's just a matter of time.
Well, I think they've been riding on the prophecy wave, and now the prophecy has indeed been broken. It's kind of putting doubt into Adam Cole included.
I think without doubt. And look at that beautiful double team move by the Undisputed Era on the outside, using the ropes.
Yeah, dragon screw leg whip from O'Reilly.
And Bobby in for the cover, but Dunn managing to kick out. Now Pete Dunne is in serious troubles. Bobby Fish continue attacking that leg. And Dunn, we do talk about his great run, NXT UK champion, but American takeovers, he needs to kind of come forward as a star in his own right. People probably respect Dunn, but in the big occasion, he needs to come forward at some point.
Well, I think he seems to have lost his unstoppability at takeovers. Because, he had that amazing run when he was NXT UK champion, and that's kind of fallen by the wayside as he was trapped in a corner, Fish holding him, O'Reilly coming in for the big boot to the face, but Dunn pulling Fish in the way and him taking all the brunt of it. Step up in Seguri, takes down Bobby Fish, and now Dunn gets a tag to Riddle. He comes in and he's using his uncovered feet.
Ugh. Now just kicks and forearms. He managed to kip up.
Broed up, James.
Broed up, sorry. And then he broplexed Kyle O'Reilly. Bro arm to Fish.
Brosploder.
For someone who's not a fan, you seem to know an awful lot of his moves.
Well, you just put bro in front of the normal name, a bro kick.
We'll just hit a couple of brotons.
A broplex.
Bro TS. Remember when that used to be a finisher?
Suplex, yeah.
No, now it's a set-up move for Kyle O'Reilly to manage to kick out.
Well, again, he's kind of stolen CM Punk's finisher. He stole Goldberg's finisher and made it fucking weak as hell in it as well.
I think Riddle's hasn't got as strong as connection as he did have at the start either. For he came in quite Vince over a couple of defeats and he just caught the knee.
Well, it's because he's got uncovered defeat.
Well, now Dunn gets a tag.
A ripcord knee and a huge forearm from Dunn.
And a powerbomb knee into the cover, but no, O'Reilly again, showed up at 2. And the way O'Reilly moves is always enjoyable, but we were talking about Dunn earlier, and the question is, with Balor, it's a different in Balor because what happened before. With Dunn, has that happened the other way round? Has Dunn lost something since then?
I think he may have done, yeah.
I think that's what we're seeing from him as he moonsaults off the top.
Oh, Matt Riddle hitting a corkscrew moonsault, but O'Reilly with the knees up. Knees up, Mother Brown.
Now Pete Dunne slowly gets to his feet.
Stomps on both the fingers of Fish. Looks for the kick to the head, but Fish ducks it. Pete hits the ring post. Ripcord knee caught by O'Reilly. Snap German suplex. Riddle straight up to his feet looking for another kick. Another snap German suplex and Riddle straight back up again. Hits the knee. Hits a German of his own. Into a huge spinning forearm. And then hits a knee and both men are down.
Well, everything Kyle O'Reilly does is pretty good in NXT as a crowd. Definitely getting into this one. Riddle grabs O'Reilly's leg.
Well, James, I didn't think I'd ever hear the words O'Reilly and pretty in the same sentence, but I can agree with you there. Matt Riddle with his god-awful spear.
He just annoys me watching him, even though Pete Dunne's in the match as well. Spear to O'Reilly. And what happens after the spear, Dan?
He rips off another great wrestler's move.
Jacks him up.
And gets the chop block for his troubles.
Oh, my God.
Oh! It looked like Matt Riddle had been ejected from a moving Automobile heel.
Oh, but he still gets a shoulder up at 2.
2.
But that was a literal kick out.
And
now Pete Dunne not around, got bad leg. Can the Undisputed Era do what they've been doing? The only 3-time NXT Tag Team Champions, high-low.
No, Matt Riddle managing to duck it. Hits dual knees to both O'Reilly and Fish. Tags in Pete Dunne. He comes in and just wraps his legs around the waist of O'Reilly.
Oh, but O'Reilly, though, clever. Managed to catch the arm.
Axe kick to the head, but Dunne's up. Hits a huge forearm. Lunatic lariat. Top rope, bottom rope, and Pete Dunne straight into the cross arm breaker. Absolutely beautiful transition. But O'Reilly trying to roll through into the ankle lock. But Pete Dunne reverses it. Ankle lock of his own. Matt Riddle transitions into an ankle lock as well. Dunne's got the grapevine locked in. And now O'Reilly turns it around to a sharpshooter. Unfortunately, it's not by a Canadian in Canada.
Wait a minute. Guillotine by Fish on Riddle as well. Riddle looking to suplex him, but Fish jumps on the back.
Matt Riddle trying to break the legs of Fish. Delivers a knee to O'Reilly, and then electric chair drops Bobby Fish.
I just feel we've seen a bit too much of that in NXT. You know, the kind of dual submission and stuff like that in a tag team. Like, don't get me wrong, it's still fun, but there are certain other things maybe. But
Well, I think it's quite a big aspect of what both Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne do, and as well as Kyle O'Reilly as well. He's a great submission artist. So I think in this match, it would work.
Yeah.
But a lot of other matches I've seen, probably a bit excessively.
Well, Fish gets a tag as Dunne is in a bit of trouble.
Pete pushes him chest first into the ring ropes, hits a snap German. Fish fingers again. Kick to the head.
Well, the Fish head and now tagging in Riddle. And Dunne's got Fish on his shoulders.
The Doomsday Device perhaps, but no. Fish pushes Pete Dunne into Matt Riddle, crutches him on the top. O'Reilly with a knee straight to the jaw of Dunne. Bobby Fish with an exploder suplex. O'Reilly follows him up to the top. Knee to the back of the knee of Matt Riddle into a knee bar.
Just cranking it back. Riddle screaming in pain. A thing of beauty there by the Undisputed Era.
And Bobby Fish keeping Pete Dunne out of the way.
Oh, but Dunne's got the fingers. Fish fingers.
Oh, joint manipulation. And then just stomps from the top rope onto the fingers of O'Reilly. Pete Dunne looks like he's going to cry, but he's just psyching himself up.
He wants that tag. He's going to come in, and you know what he's going to be?
He's going to be on fire!
Baby.
Well, Dunne slowly makes his way into the ring.
And Kyle O'Reilly with a kick. And a response by Dunne.
Oh, punches from Dunne, kicks from O'Reilly.
Dunne now just slapping, punching, whatever he can do, and again.
Pushing Dunne into Riddle.
And showing her just the teamwork. Just a little bit off as O'Reilly with a knee. And Dunne's got the fingers and the hand of O'Reilly.
He's going to bite it. He's going to bite the finger of O'Reilly off. Oh! Joint manipulation.
Brutal when he's got O'Reilly. Better end.
No, O'Reilly with a standing switch. Dunne with a standing switch. Oh, Riddle, you fucking idiot.
Fucking awe. Sends Riddle to the outside. Tags in Fish. And here they come.
Kick. Suplex. 1, 2. No. Fortunately, Pete Dunne has the resilience to stay in this match after Matt Riddle's absolute fuck up.
Why would Matt Riddle even try to help?
Because he's stoned and he don't know what the fuck he's doing.
Just that he shouldn't be smoking if you're performing.
Or doing a podcast.
Yeah, exactly. I completely agree. And now we're going to look for the high-low and finish off Dunne.
But Pete, again, resilient, managing to fight out. German suplex lands on his feet. Riddle with a blind tag.
Pop-up kicks to the chest of Dunne.
I don't think they realised got the tag and knee to Fish. Exploded into a powerbomb by Dunne. Kicking knee combination. Riddle's got him up.
The bros awake to sleep. 1, 2, 3.
And we have new tag team champions. Pete Dunne, Matt Riddle, your pick of Dusty Classic. I can see your smug fucking look on your face, Dan. What do you reckon?
The match was very good. I think Matt Riddle being an absolute fucking idiot in the matches is kind of going to be the team's undoing, though, because it's not the first time he's fucked up, and I'm sure it won't be the last. But, you got to play props to the durability of Pete Dunne. He deserves to be holding gold. I mean, it doesn't look right. Pete Dunne coming out without a title belt in his mouth. And,
this is very important. I'll talk about the match in a second, but this is also very important because winning the tag team titles, what's that do to changing his ranking in the Magnificent Seven? That will be our next episode, and of course we'll be talking about who is going to be there. But a huge victory for Pete Dunne. A great matchup as well for these two guys. Yeah, we don't like Riddle, but like I said, the seeds are already sown there with the teamwork. That's going to come back down. Let's hope this makes Pete Dunne a kind of main eventer on NXT in this way. He's a champion yet again. At the moment, an Undisputed Era, they lost, maybe not to the right team, but is this the end of the Undisputed Era now? Or has Adam Cole got to say that?
I don't think the Undisputed Era is going to end. That would be absolutely fucking stupid if they split up the Undisputed Era. I do think it should change my prediction for the last matchup, but again, I don't think it's all going to happen in one night. If it was going to happen, it would have been Roddy Strong losing to Keith Lee on the first match, and then this match, and then Adam Cole backstage nervously pacing, going, oh damn, oh damn, oh damn, and then coming out and losing it. But I think they're going to kind of stage it out a little bit, and then again after WrestleMania, it is going to be the Undisputed Era moving up to the main roster.
Yeah. Well, let's not forget one thing, and I think you're right about something. We've talked about NXT UK TakeOver here tonight, but there is another NXT TakeOver coming up, and of course that will be at WrestleMania weekend. Well, we're going to be kind of a month away, so to speak. So it's going to be here before we know it. So like I said, lots of things could change. A lot of things could happen on the card there. There is so much that we've dealt with here tonight. There's just one more thing left. Well, we should say scores first, because I nearly forgot again. It's gone 5-3 to you, Dan. So you're one away from a perfect score. The question is, will that happen? I don't know who you've gone for, but I know what the match is. And it's for the NXT Championship. He wants Goldie back to Tommaso Ciampa. Possibly the greatest NXT champion of all time. Adam Cole.
Maybe.
So here, maybe. Is he the great champion of all time? Adam Cole? Maybe, is the question. And talk about a great champion, Tommaso Ciampa. The build up to this one, when it comes from Ciampa, is just so goddamn personal. Again, we talked about tonight people, liking people, but Ciampa just loves this business. You can see it in his eyes. We've talked numerous times about the story with DIY. It was our storyline of the decade. But Ciampa recently, having Goldie, holding it for so long, and then getting the injury, was devastating for him. And now finally back after what seemed like years for him, but it's been months, finally wants to get Goldie back. And Adam Cole, a cocky, arrogant man who thinks that his group runs NXT. It's a great story, Dan. What have you thought of the build-up?
I think it's been great. As you say, anything involving Tommaso Ciampa's brilliant, and he's kind of changed up. You kind of... Beforehand, we thought it was an arsehole, a puppet master, but now you kind of see him. He's only got one thing on his mind, and that's bringing Goldie back to Daddy. And again, it's brilliant storytelling from Tommaso Ciampa. He's kind of taken a face turn towards things, and it's it doesn't matter if he's a face or a heel. There's only one thing on his mind, and that is Goldie.
Well, Shadow, and that's what a great character is. Talk about development. What's Ciampa love? He sacrifices anything to get to that gold. But does it mean as much to Adam Cole as it does to Tommaso Ciampa? I think it might do, in a way. Because without the gold, Adam Cole as leader might be in question. Indeed,
yes. It's going to be, a sad time to see him leaving NXT if they do, when they do go up, because it is a question of when, not if. But I think, with the Undisputed Era as a whole, they've kind of achieved everything they can do on NXT.
Yeah.
They've all held their respective goals for their respective areas. Adam Cole, he has been a great leader in NXT. He's kind of brought this to the forefront.
I never thought we would. I say we would. Adam Cole again had to work hard. He was kind of arrogant. Everybody said he was next Shawn Michaels, and he's proven it. He's had fantastic match. Adam Cole, baby. Fantastic matches in NXT. And like I said, our male wrestler of the year last year. But Ciampa looks in phenomenal shape. Who have you gone for in this match? A final prediction of the night.
James, could I have gone for Adam Cole? Maybe.
Adam Cole, maybe.
I have gone for, and still NXT champion, Adam Francis Cole.
Well, I can't get the win now, so who cares? But I have also gone Adam Cole.
The only thing, James, is you want...
He's throwing away, but I only keep the winning predictions. You're throwing away. Give me.
The only thing, James, is you want to stop me kind of taking another point, which is just as valuable as a pay-per-view point in the long run, and it will put me ahead in the bonus point prediction league as well, is you want Tommaso Ciampa to get the victory now.
Yes, like you said, you get an NXT points. So NXT pay-per-views are 2-1 at the moment. We know the WWE pay-per-views are 1-1, so I win 1, we draw 1. Last thing I want you to go is 9-8 up with the bonus points, and then in 2 weeks' time, AEW leagues start. So that's going to be a whole different
yes. So then that could be another point. So I could go from being behind at the moment to taking a dramatic change of events, because you was 5 points clear, the 4 points for the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, which I won all of them.
I was 6-7-1 or something like that. But like I said, it'll be interesting. Exactly, so much going on in the podcast. Magnificent 7 with the rankings going on there. Me versus Dan, and now Adam Cole versus Tommaso Ciampa. We're going to find out who is going to be the champion. If Ciampa wants to walk out here, because we both got Adam Cole as champion, Dan, what's he got to do against Adam Cole?
I think he needs to get inside Ciampa's head. I know it's something hard to do, but he kind of needs to lull Tommaso Ciampa into a full sense of security and kind of use Goldie against him. Not hit him with it, but kind of, use what Ciampa loves most.
Well, what I find interesting is like Adam Cole's come out here by himself, but will the numbers game come into effect? How important is it for Adam Cole to be NXT champion still? I think it's vital for the Undisputed Era, especially after losing the NXT titles now. They are in serious trouble, and like when an animal's backed up into the corner, that's what they're going to feel like. And Ciampa has got this confidence, unlike most wrestlers that I've seen. He just is the daddy of NXT in a way,
Oh, Daddy's home, James. And Daddy wants his Goldie. A bit of a slow start to the match because, it's going to be one of the slow burning long matches, which we like to see, and it's early exchanges between the twos.
Well, you can always feel it's going to be a long one. Let's just sit back and enjoy it. I mean, no offence to Ciampa, he is a great wrestler, but you would say Adam Cole's a better technical wrestler, would you, than Ciampa?
I would say Ciampa's certainly got the power advantage over Cole.
And speed would go to Cole, but I would say the kind of, I don't know if it's aggressive nature of Ciampa, but he will do anything. But then again, Adam Cole will probably do anything as well.
Yeah, but again, with the mind games, which is a pivotal part of matches nowadays, it's certainly going in Ciampa's favour.
And Adam Cole's anything silly in the early going, going to take his time. And he finds himself, this time last year facing Johnny Gargano, now against Ciampa.
He should tap out.
Well, it looked like it, didn't it? Ciampa caught him just with a side headlock.
But again, it's getting into the head of Adam Cole. I'm sure Ciampa's going to be whispering into his ear, what about Fish and O'Reilly? What about Strong? Where are their titles?
Ciampa is a guy we've just seen so much from him, so much change, as a kind of cruiserweight tag team with Johnny Gargano. No, even just like a cruiserweight guy against Johnny Gargano, to DIY, to the kind of face that we loved, to the kind of heel that we hated and despicable, and now that this guy just, again, you've got respect for, and I think that's tonight has been an important thing. You see all the people just putting it all on the line, and Ciampa will sacrifice his body, he'll give his last dying breath for the NXT title, and that is a scary thing for Adam Cole to try and think.
Indeed, yes, and I think Adam Cole, with his cockiness, it could come unstuck like it did for Johnny Gargano as well. He kind of sees people's weaknesses, he knows how to lure people in and think he's injured, and then bang, something, and then good night Vienna.
I think with Ciampa, it's going to be difficult for Cole to try and put him down. Like, talk about kind of formidable opponents. I nearly went Ciampa to win this one just because of the story told as well. But I think with Adam Cole, you just can't bet against the Undisputed Era, especially after losing the tag team titles. As Ciampa now just bending around Cole. Ciampa with a huge right hand taking down Adam Cole.
And again, both men just feeling each other out early on in this match.
Well, most of the crowd just taking the time to get into this one as well, aren't they? So
yeah.
Sometimes, and it feels a bit Triple H-y move to me. There's been a bit of a longer takeover. Do we really need like a 45-minute main event if it's you tell the story in 20 minutes? Don't get me wrong. I like matches that got time to them, but sometimes there's a bit too much. Like, you take it away from the women's match, you don't need to add it to, this match here, do you? Just
absolutely, yeah. I think they could tell a great story in 20-25 minutes, and not necessarily need half hour, 35 minutes. And now Adam Cole's mocking Tommaso Ciampa, immediately gets up to his feet and makes Cole pay for it.
One thing about a takeover, though, is Adam Cole's getting sent. Ciampa has just turned up the volume here, sent him into the ring post, sent him over the announce table. That kind of was a thing Cole didn't want to do to Ciampa. Ciampa was quite happy going about his business, and now you kind of turned the screw. You mock DIY and what it means to Tommaso Ciampa, and he just kind of goes Joker level as he sits on the apron and pats himself on the back. And that's what Ciampa could do. And Adam Cole doesn't want that Tommaso Ciampa to appear, or else his NXT Championship will over the horizon as well. That takeover, at least it goes quickly. We're in the main event already, and it hasn't really dragged. And that's credit to the matches. I know Gargano Balor was a little bit long,
but all the matches have kind of flowed together nicely, and they've all had meaning to them. And it's not been just guy A versus guy B just for the sake of filling up a slot. They don't do what they would do on a WrestleMania card or a Royal Rumble card, just put two people together for the fun of it. These have meanings, there's something to them, they're for a title. And even the title matches have a meaning to it, the path that the person took to get the title shot, or kind of like the looking for redemption that Tommaso Ciampa's kind of going for.
Well, Ciampa is just running through Adam Cole at the moment in time. But do you think, obviously it adds to it, seeing NXT update on Saturday, of course, and then the live show and talking about it, and then finally getting the event. It's nice when an event, when you see so much kind of the stuff build, matters a little bit more because you've seen the build, but also because it actually delivers in itself as well,
Well, personally, for mine, it helps with predictions. Because the story going into it, you can see, what path each person's going to try and take and, and how roughly it's going to play out.
Well, I should pay more attention as Ciampa's got Adam Cole.
I mean, no, it's not as if you wrote the script for it or done all the research for it. And then...
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't watch it twice. What are you talking about? Well, Ciampa now breaking the count, but the referee showed leniency early in the first match of the night, so he might do it again now. And now Ciampa just chopping Adam Cole, who's sitting at the ringside table chair.
Is it me or is it the third time someone's used a chair today in matches? You had the Tegan Knox Dakota Kai, you had the Keith Lee Dominik Dijakovic, and now you got this one.
That's why they're so far apart, I suppose.
Fucking hell!
Whoa!
And as you saying that Tommaso Ciampa would do anything to get Goldie back, he just kissed a bald man on the head. No, that's not what I was referring to. I mean, just throwing his whole body weight towards Adam Cole, who was perched on a chair, and he must have been going at least 25 mile an hour.
At least 45. Speedy picked up there. We've seen some collisions here tonight, and that was up there. And he just stares at Goldie. We saw him bleeding on it a couple of weeks ago.
But he doesn't want to get too distracted by the shiny object. He's precious.
My precious Nigel. So I just saw Nigel McGuinness, so I just got distracted. And Ciampa now might be using the announce table tonight. And Gonzalez nearly put Knox through it earlier.
Oh, fuck!
Alan Cole went for the super kick. Ciampa blocked it.
Wheelbarrow suplex, and Tommaso Ciampa, I think his spine hit the edge of the announce table. Shit!
God, fucking, we had a few of them tonight as well. And Ciampa with a surgery and the problems, and Cole targeted that perfectly. Maybe that wasn't the best camera angle because Ciampa managed to get his hands up, but that one looks wicked.
Wicked.
Don't get me wrong, still a hell of an impact as he throws him in, looking for the count.
But no, Tommaso Ciampa just managing to kick out.
And Adam Cole has not had a pin attempt all match. And after that high impact move, that's how much Ciampa's been worn down already. And again, Adam Cole with a net breaker now. And the last shot plays into that. Most of Adam Cole's moves, super kicks, everything like that, pressure to the neck and the head. And of course the spine tingling all the way down.
Well, it is, and Adam Cole knows he needs to do anything and everything to keep his gold.
Do you legitimately see these two guys as future WWE World Champions?
Yeah, absolutely.
In what, like, in 10 years?
I'd say in 5 years. I mean, once Brock Lesnar inevitably retires, please be in a couple of years, Roman Reigns isn't going to be in the forefront forever. As long, as much as Vince McMahon wants it to happen, it's not going to happen. But, you could see either of these guys legitimately Rollins beating, a Daniel Bryan, and so on and so forth.
I think with Adam Cole, I don't know, it depends how they use Ciampa, isn't it? This Ciampa is just perfect at the moment, whereas Adam Cole, we talked about people looking like stars, like Finn Balor or Keith Lee, and Adam Cole's got that shine to him as well. He looks like he belongs, and I don't know if I'm just buying into it. I don't know, Dan. I think Cole is a great performer. We've seen that.
James, why have you gone upstairs and put your Adam Cole baby t-shirt on?
I'm a fanboy. And Ciampa now trying to fight with all he's got. Cole's been targeting at keeping him down. But he went up to the top. And Ciampa will risk it all.
And he's got Adam Cole up on his shoulders. But Cole's managing to slide down looking for a sunset flip bomb.
Oh.
Ciampa looking to but Adam moving out of the way. Kick to the back of the knee and then a code breaker as Ciampa was perched on the second rope. Back to the top of the neck, bottom of the neck and the back of the head.
Top of the neck tier.
Top of the neck tier.
Cole brings him in, cover, and Ciampa again managed to get shouldered up at 2. But you can just tell the pain that he's in.
Certainly is weakening him up for the last shot.
Without a doubt, and all this work. And what Ciampa was doing earlier, Adam Cole is doing right now. And this is putting extra pressure on the neck.
Do you think this would be a defining moment for him if Adam Cole does manage to get out of this with his title reign still intact without the Undisputed Era at ringside?
I think it might be his greatest achievement. You talk about everything that Adam Cole's had to go through. I think if he could beat Ciampa the way he is right now, 1-on-1, then yeah, all credit to Adam Cole. He may be the greatest NXT champion of all time.
Oh, backslide by Ciampa. But nah, the neck just gave out. Well, he's not going to let Adam Cole in that easily. Looking for that DDT, but all the force goes down onto his back as he lands the DDT. But Adam Cole, luckily enough, manages to escape it. Ciampa with a backslide from a suplex attempt. And then step up enziguri straight to the back of the neck.
Now Cole going to the second rope. Oh!
Looking for the Panama Sunrise, but Ciampa gets up with a drop kick to counteract that.
The metal Ciampa. Now Adam Cole back up right hand. Ciampa trying to fight. Blocking all the punches in at the moment. But you can see the colour of Ciampa as well has changed. So the blood flow's been misdirected by Adam Cole. Huge clothesline by Ciampa. Make that 2. Irish Whip reversed. Adam Cole lowers his head. Ciampa and then close him down. Then another one. Cole with a clothesline. Ciampa with a German suplex. And Ciampa now shaking the ropes a la Ultimate Warrior.
A la Ultimate Warrior.
And a knee to the face. And he's got him up on his shoulders. This could be it.
Set out powerbomb. 2. No. Adam Cole managing to kick out.
Well, all the energy Tommaso Ciampa used.
Well, Tommaso Ciampa's not patting himself on the back of the neck. He's kind of rubbing it and grabbing it and trying to get some life back into it.
I'll give you a stinger. It means you lose feelings in your arms as well.
Stinger splash?
No, it just sounds cool. And now Ciampa is setting Adam Cole up.
Oh, crucifix.
And both men just transitioning into pins and submission attempts.
Oh, Adam Cole fake going high, went low. Ciampa with the elbows. Cole was running in. Cole with the knee to the face though. Oh, neck breaker. Ushi-Goroshi
right on the back of the neck. But no, Ciampa gets the shoulder up at 2.
2. But wearing a shirt and tie. Oh, the bloke who's wider than Rhino.
Is that me? I might be in the crowd at Portland. I don't remember going. I might be there. Anyway, Adam Cole setting Ciampa up.
He's not next to a good-looking blonde, though.
And Adam Cole's got Ciampa in trouble.
What's Cole got in mind now? He's got Tommaso Ciampa kind of perched in a very precarious position.
Oh, my God. And Cole, wherever he's going to try and end Tommaso Ciampa.
The Ciampa's fighting out with slaps and punches. Now both men perched on the second rope. Going mano-y-mano.
Oh, my God. He's looking for the Panama Sunrise, but Ciampa's caught him.
Air raid crash. I think Tommaso Ciampa hurt himself just as much into the cover. 2. No. Cole managing to kick out.
And as Mauro Ranallo screamed as he did that, yeah, that was the move he did off the top of the War Games cage that nearly killed both men. But when you kind of do it that much, you obviously know it's not going to get the job done.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm just telling Mauro. I mean, you can listen to my tips or not. I'm not having a go at you. Don't get me wrong. You're a great announcer.
Yeah.
Pay more than I do.
Meh.
Well, Cole now on the apron.
James, you keep telling me you're a playboy billionaire philanthropist.
My real name's Bruce. Adam Cole with a super kick, taking out Ciampa, who falls to the outside. And what is Cole doing now?
Looking to powerbomb Ciampa through the announce table, but no, Ciampa manages to turn it round. Delivers one to Cole, and the table didn't even give way.
What happened? The table didn't break. I'm saying to him, you're going to have to do it again, guy.
Didn't go through, man.
You're going to try it again.
Where's the referee from, Joe?
It's America. You got to try again, man. Hey, man.
Have to go.
And Ciampa has got Adam Cole. And I kid you not, Ciampa's going to try and do it again.
He wants to make that table explode.
He's got that problem with the table like he has Goldie.
Oh! Now it goes through. Puts everything he's got into Adam Cole through the announce table. Smashes a monitor on the way through.
Throws it back in. Adam Cole in serious trouble.
Running knee to the side of the head. Oh.
And now the exposed knee.
No, runs into a super kick.
And now Cole might be looking for last shot.
No, gets turned inside out by a clothesline.
And now Ciampa picks up Cole.
Oh. Powerbomb backbreaker. Backstabber. No. Adam Cole managing to kick out.
Right. Ciampa's so close.
Both men absolutely spent, unable to get to their feet.
And a huge NXT chant. Now the crowd haven't been allowed this in this main event. It's been a long night. Ciampa and Cole literally locked Well, the horns are locked at the moment.
A fight forever chance for the crowd.
Well, cheer more then. They might fight forever, for fuck's sake. As Cole and Ciampa just exchange.
Oh, yay on A punches. Ciampa's getting the yays, Cole's getting the nays.
And a pump kick by Cole and another one sends Ciampa into the rope and then outside.
Adam Cole looking to go flying. Oh, but Ciampa gets the knee up to the face.
Well, suicide dive, and that's what it's called that for. Cole crashed and burnt.
He came crashing down, James, and it's side.
I think it caused internal bleeding.
He's definitely got internal bleeding.
And the referee counted, unbelievable stuff.
Ciampa rolls into the ring. Sees Adam Cole's not quite quite got himself up yet. So picks him up, throws him back in. But Cole catches him. Oh, and spikes him head first, jumping pile driver.
Fucking hell, now Cole might be looking to finish it with the Ushigoroshi. Oh, sorry, Ushigoroshi! Goes for the cover, too.
No, Ciampa managing to kick out.
Adam Cole can't believe it. But he's got one move left. He's not tried. Oh, he's got a couple of moves.
Well, he has got one last move. He can shoot.
If he tried. We'll see what happens. Well, let's go Ciampa, Adam Cole. As Adam Cole grabs hold of the beard.
Oh, Ciampa breaks the grip Adam Cole had on his beard. And again, these two men turn it into a slugfest.
Oh, and a super kick by Cole, front and back. Sets him up. Last shot.
The Ciampa rolls towards the ring ropes very intelligently. And just wraps himself around the bottom rope.
And that's how much of a ring specialist Tommaso Ciampa is. Knows exactly where he is. He's on the apron. Adam Cole must be frustrated.
This could have been over in 3 seconds.
Well, the thing is to Cole, though, if he didn't trash talk, he might be able to get the job done. That's the problem. You can't do that. I know Adam Cole is like that, but sometimes you can't. And oh, come on now.
What's he planning now?
No. Adam Cole on the top.
Looking for the Panama Sunrise, but Ciampa catches him.
Oh, and the air raid crash on the apron, taking down Adam Cole.
I don't know if that jarred Ciampa's neck as well, though.
Oh, I think at this point in time, Ciampa doesn't care what's happening with him. He's just thinking about Goldie. I'm sure that would have, his neck's probably hanging on by a thread at this point. Sacrifice himself.
And he's trying to drag Cole back into the ring. Rolls himself in to break the referee's count.
And now Ciampa sets Adam Cole out on the outside.
No, fairy tale ending attempt, but Adam Cole with a backdrop sends Ciampa reeling over.
Oh my God, now Adam Cole climbing the announce table. Oh!
Panama Sunrise from the announce table to the wafer thin mats on the outside.
That spiked him.
That was a stinger.
What splash? And then Ciampa, have you seen Groundhog Day? Ciampa throwing him in, getting thrown in. Adam Cole looking to end it. Oh my God, no! Those bell. And Ciampa now.
Fairy tale ending. This could be the fairy tale ending for Ciampa.
This could be it. Boom.
Plants Cole.
Ciampa knows Goldie's there. In for the cover.
1, 2. No!
Oh.
I think he took just too long before covering him.
Well, that little second gave Adam Cole a chance to kick out.
Ah.
And Goldie was in the grasp of Ciampa, but then cruelly taken away. And again, Ciampa maybe underestimating Adam Cole, like Cole has done Ciampa. And Ciampa's proven that he doesn't need Johnny Gargano to be a great wrestler, just needs Adam Cole. As Ciampa's struggling to get to his feet.
Well, what has Ciampa got left to give? Cole just grasping at the ankle, stopping Ciampa from moving.
He's holding on for dear life.
Hold on to his title for dear life. Crossface locked in.
And again, working the neck. And all the pain and punishment Ciampa's taking. We don't see Cole, who's at this often. Cole rolling it back in the middle of the ring, going for the crossface. And Ciampa looking at it now, switched it to the crossface.
Cole trying to get himself to the bottom rope.
And look how tight that grip is underneath the chin. Cole might be passing out.
Just manages to get to the bottom rope.
Well, Adam Cole's gone to the outside, probably the safest part of the whole arena at the moment. Oh no!
Roderick Strong
and
distracting the referee.
And Ciampa throwing Adam Cole in, and we wondered where Roderick Strong was.
Handsome Kyle O'Reilly drags out Ciampa. High-low to him on the outside.
Along with Bobby Fish. And Ciampa now gets sent in. Shenanigans behind the referee's back.
Just cannon fodder for Cole now into the cover. 1. No!
And the Undisputed Era can't believe it. Adam Cole can't believe it.
I can't believe it.
I can't believe it.
Butler, can you believe it? Oh, no.
Well, what way is this going to go? The Undisputed Era at ringside watching their leader in trouble. But like I said, one last shot.
No, Ciampa just falls down.
Oh!
And then Cole gets thrown out, takes out O'Reilly and fish.
Strong in. A strong flat for the DDT.
Draping DDT. Ciampa goes flying.
Oh!
Takes out O'Reilly, fish and Cole.
Corkscrew splash. He's got his eyes set on Adam Cole.
He's got his eyes set on Goldie.
Oh.
Super kick. Second super kick.
Oh
Third super kick.
God. Now picking him up for the last shot.
Bang! Hits his mark. 1, 2. No!
What jumper? How did he kick out? Well, Adam Cole gave everything there, and he still couldn't get the job done.
Adam Cole is in disbelief.
And maybe Adam Cole just can't beat Tommaso Ciampa. Oh, now Kyle O'Reilly's got the title belt. Undisputed here, Kyle O'Reilly with a distraction. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Cole's got the title. But no, Ciampa kicks it.
And it's going to be, no, Cole managing to reverse.
Oh, Cole throwing Ciampa into the ref.
Well, referee down and the Undisputed Era up.
Oh, low blow from Cole to Ciampa.
Not like this. And Adam Cole off the top.
Oh! Straight into Adam Cole's Bay Makers.
Oh.
Fairy tale ending. Into the cover.
But we should have a new NXT champion. Ref still chanting. Well, they're up to 20 and they stopped. And Ciampa can't believe referee. Nowhere to be seen.
Well, the count doesn't count if the referee's not in there to administer it himself.
True words never been spoken, and Tommaso Ciampa knows that. Oh, look, Johnny Gargano. DIY t-shirt on. Here to help out his partner.
Snatching the title away from Ciampa.
Well, he just took Goldie out of his hands, and Gargano looking at it. Oh!
Hits Ciampa over the head with Goldie. What a cruel turn of events.
Why did you do that, Gargano?
Referee's up. Cole's in the cover. 1, 2, 3.
Oh my God. Adam Cole beats Tommaso Ciampa thanks to Johnny Gargano. What does this mean for DIY? I mean, not only I can't expect Undisputed Era have somehow managed to hold on to the title. Why Gargano? Why? Dan, what did you... I mean, that match was great, wasn't it?
It was absolutely brilliant, full of everything. You know, when Johnny Gargano come out wearing his DIY t-shirt, you thought, yes, the numbers are finally going to get a bit more even. Tommaso Ciampa could get his hands on Goldie, but at the last second, Gargano snatches it away from the fingers of Ciampa and just smashes him over the head with it.
I can't believe it. I can't believe what we've seen. The whole story of Gargano and Ciampa's now taking a different turn of events with Gargano doing this. I'm shocked.
Unbelievable.
It's unbelievable, man. All right, it means that Dan, yes, you want me to say it to you, didn't you?
I want you to say it. Say it so everyone can hear it, loud and proud. I've kept my mouth quiet about points from the moment this bell has rung, James. I've wanted you to come out and say it.
Well, Dan, you got 6 for 6. It's a perfect score, and a bonus point means you take the lead in the bonus leagues. It's 2-1 now of NXT's. 2-1 to me, so I still lead that. 1-1's pay-per-views, but bonus is 9-8.
So I've tied it up. We are all
basically even, and we've got the AEW one starting in a couple of weeks' time. And of course, we've got Magnificent 7 next week as well. But before we go, let's just run through the card quickly, just talk about this magnificent NXT Takeover event. We started off with Keith Lee versus Dominic Dijakovic. Dan, what a match that was.
Absolutely brilliant way of starting it off. Something that I didn't expect could happen between these two guys. I know they've had very good matches before, but they went above and beyond what I expected. You know, the sequence outside the match, yeah, the referee was a bit lax, but you can kind of let that go. It's a title match, you know, emotions are running wild. So you can kind of let that go, and Keith Lee looks absolutely brilliant as North American champion.
And so did Dominik Dijakovic, and the stuff they did for the two guys their size in the opening match of the night was incredible. For me, I don't think they bettered that match throughout, even though we had some great fucking wrestling. We had Tegan Nox, Dakota Kai. This was good between the two. It was nice to see something different. Street Fight was good. My first match, I gave it 4 3/4 out of 5.
I agree with you there. I gave it 4 3/4 as well. I thought it was an absolutely brilliant match.
My second match, I gave Nox and Kai 3 3/4. Like I said, it was good. It was nice to see something different. It's a shame the ending got spoiled a little bit by Gonzalez. But I think the fire, I keep saying fire, but it kind of like the sort of heart and determination of Tegan Nox and Dakota Kai makes me think that the women's division have got another 2 stars there as well.
Yeah, I gave that a 3.5. I thought it was a very good match, especially for a street fight as well. They kind of kept it confined to the ring/ring area, apart from obviously during the entrance, and that's good. You don't need to be all around the arena. You don't need to go everywhere. You can keep it to that area. Use any weapons available, which they did. The ending again, it did spoil it a bit. It wasn't as great as it could have been.
No, without doubt. So, I mean, it wasn't about. Then we had Gargano versus Balor.
Absolute brilliant match again. Both these guys are on top of their game in NXT. This is a Finn Balor that we need around the WWE product. I mean, he's back to his best. He was in NXT, and Johnny Gargano, you can't fault the man for his determination and the way he works in the ring. And even after losing the match, he's still going to come out absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, I gave that a 4 1/4 out of 5.
I gave that a 4.5 out of 5.
Yeah, I mean, it's great stuff, but like I said, Finn Balor winning. This is the Balor that we need. Like I said, and Gargano always looks good. Gargano looked a bit off. We found out why later. Ripley versus Belair. I would like more. Take 5-10 minutes off other matches. Stick it on here. Let Ripley go out there with Belair. They were building something, and that kind of riptide from the second rope. You're like, oh, that was it, was it? Every other match had at least 2 or 3 proper false finishes.
Yeah.
Whereas this one kind of felt, oh, is that it, is it? Oh,
I
right.
think, that is kind of a way of putting over Rhea Ripley as someone who is unstoppable, as someone who is unbeatable.
Yeah, I suppose so.
But it takes a bit away from Bianca Belair. I thought she was absolutely great. She's put in stellar performances in her matches before, coming really well in the Royal Rumble, in the Battle Royal that she got to get a number 1 contenders match. That played out really well. But she just looked a lot weaker than the Bianca Belair that we've seen.
Yeah. Do you think, there's been a lot of talk Belair might be featuring a triple threat match. Would you want to see a triple threat match at WrestleMania with Belair involved with Ripley, or would you want to see?
I wouldn't. No, I'd want to see a straight up 1-on-1.
Yeah, I think Charlotte is going to beat Belair or have a match with her about the rates, because they've been getting dicked by AEW. We've not mentioned that. We will mention that in a couple of weeks' time. Ripley Belair, I go 3.5.
I gave that a 3 1/4. The only thing that kind of made it a bit better was the ending, and I thought, this is kind of the right thing for Charlotte Flair to do.
If that ending had been on the Nox Kai match, then the Nox Kai match probably would have been about 4 1/4. Do you know what I mean? That's what I felt was missing a little bit, but I felt Nox Kai was better than the women's championship match. Undisputed Era versus the Brosweights, Dusty Classic winners.
Again, you can kind of see there's trying to cement some cracks in between the Brosweights. Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne, with the accidental hitting each other's, and if it wasn't for Dunne's tenacity and just his sheer determination to get the victory, I think that kind of shows through. And Matt Riddle, you kind of see him as the dopey one of the group, and Dunne's the serious one. Overcoming the Undisputed Era. It's the right thing to do at that moment in time.
And it'll be interesting to see what they do with Dunne and Riddle as they go along. They're being positioned as, kind of stars at the moment. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Great match, though. I gave that 4 out of 5. Could have been higher.
I gave that a 4 1/4 out of 5.
Yeah. My problem was that Gargano Balor was good, but for me it wasn't as good as that. But the Undisputed Era was as good. And then you throw in Cole and Ciampa in the main event. I thought that was awesome as well. I didn't like the main roster feeling of it, main pay-per-view of outside interference and championship belt, but because it was Gargano involved, I thought that was right. It's interesting to think that they're not going to end it. They're going to continue doing this story. We asked if that was the right thing.
Well, we did kind of wonder what was going to happen for Johnny Gargano and Finn Balor. You see Finn Balor as the next legitimate challenger to the NXT Championship, and you can see that Johnny Gargano is going to go into a storyline with Tommaso Ciampa again. And you've kind of seen, a face Gargano against a heel Ciampa. You kind of seen in both faces, you've seen in both heels, but now you're going to see a heel Gargano against a face Ciampa, which is kind of another element to their story.
And it feels weird now because Adam Cole, where does he go from here? Is it maybe a date with Finn Balor down the line? What is one thing clear? So when Adam Cole loses that championship, whether the pop is going to be massive as well. Don't get me wrong, they love Adam Cole, but once the Undisputed Era story's done in NXT, that's going to be a big moment. I gave that a 4.5 out of 5. It was better than Gargano.
With that, a 4.5 out of 5 as well. You kind of thought that Tommaso Ciampa was going to overcome the members of the Undisputed Era as well and get the victory, but I like the little shock element of Johnny Gargano looking to come down and bolster the numbers in favour of DIY, but no, it was more of a slap in the face with Goldie.
Exactly, without doubt. And credit to Adam Cole. I would say credit to everybody on this. This has been a fucking fantastic show, all right? Just a couple of tweaks here and there, but it was so enjoyable for a 3-hour show. For an event I thought might be a little bit forgettable. I'll give you my rating out of 10 in a minute. I thought my man of the show was Finn Balor. A motivated Finn Balor like that. I nearly gave it to Dominic Dijakovic, but I thought Balor just showed something a little bit different here tonight. It was a Balor we needed, not the Balor we want, So, who was your man of the night?
I'm going to have to go with Tommaso Ciampa.
Ciampa, yeah?
Yeah, I think he put a performance, and, is still carried on the story that Tommaso Ciampa wants Goldie, but now he's got another obstacle to overcome to get to his goal and his ambitions of regaining that title.
Yeah, my match of the night was Keith Lee versus Dominic Dijakovic.
As was mine as well.
Yes, and rating out of 10.
I'm going to give that an even 9. I thought, there was some very good moments in it. There's a few bits and pieces that you usually say you could tweak, but it wasn't far off a great pay-per-view for NXT.
Yeah, I've got to say for me it's a 9.5. Like I said, I could watch that show again and not really be affected. Yeah, the main event maybe was just a little bit too long. Maybe the Gargano match was a little bit too long to me. I will go back and watch that Dijakovic versus Lee match again, and just to see if it was as good as I think it was. I think it was. To start off a show like that was brilliant. There was nothing here that was like, oh, let's go to the bar for it. You know what I mean? Nice, quick. Even with the added, I won't want the added match next time. Just do a 5-match takeover. But for this, it was fine, unless you want to do one on the kickoff. Anyway, I'm rambling. 9.5 out of 10. That is it. Anything else about Takeover?
Perfect score, baby!
Dickhead. Alright, just a couple of things then. To end things out, what I find shocking the most, Dan, was not the fact Ciampa lost Goldie, but lost his best friend again. Like
That's a great line to finish on. I can't bring anything else out on that.
I knew I had it ready and I thought, yeah, that's a good line. Right, so that is it. Don't forget, our next episode is the Magnificent 7. And of course, we'll be working out who the 7 are on what rankings. Of course, we know the 7 off the top of our head. We've got Drew McIntyre,
Pete Dunne,
Will Ospreay,
Tyler Bate,
Zack Sabre Jr.,
Pac or Neville,
and of course, Marty Skrull. So they're the 7. We're going to work out the order for that next week. Of course, AEW in a couple of weeks' time. Dan, it's your night tonight, but we'll see what happens. Don't forget you can follow us on Twitter at WNR Review or
at Vince McDan WWE.
I'm at John_Rowlands. Send us an email at www.podcast@gmail.com, or also Instagram at WNR Podcast. We're on Facebook.
Yes, Facebook. You can come and find our page and give us a like with the WNR Podcast. And come and find me and add me as a friend. I am Vince McDan.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel, the WNR Podcast. We've got all the latest clips on there. And podcasts at the same time on YouTube. There are places like SoundCloud.
On your phone.
We're on Spreaker Radio. We'd just like to say thank you, everybody. We had like 27,000 people over all the 2 episodes at the weekend. We just thank you for support. We're going to do it all over again at WrestleMania weekend. Of course, Spreaker, Stitcher Radio, and iTunes, where you can download, subscribe, rate and review there. So that is it. So just before we go, like I said, don't forget Magnificent 7. I just want to say one thing, and I just want to talk about it quickly because I don't usually talk about anything else. But Sunday, lost Ernie. Ernie Bulldog was 3.5 after his fight with epilepsy. He was a good boy. He'll never be forgotten. Anyway, that is it. Thanks for listening, everybody. I have been James Rowlands, and as always, I was joined by
Damn right.
Thanks, everybody, and bye.
Bye.